in the corner, pass across, Kinney scores! Luis Jimenez found a beautiful pass, and NC State extends their lead 4-0 over the 49ers. Vanishevitz working, down low into the corner, works around a man, shot, and he scored! Sam Vanishevitz ties this one up. Here comes State, working into the zone, pass across, Jimenez finds it, and he scores! Luis Jimenez puts the Pack up 2-0 over the Colonials. Into the corner, pass, Linsmeyer shoots and he scores! NC State up 3-1. Vanishevitz does it again to give NC State the lead. Welcome into Main Street Arena here, Charlottesville, Virginia. Ethan Berry and Zach Sawai alongside you once again for the penultimate game of the season, at least for us. If NC State wins this tournament, they'll advance to regionals next week. Not sure if we'll be able to bring that to you, but NC State still got work to do before they can even get to that point. But first, let's talk about this tournament as a whole. Easily right now, the story of the tournament, the team of the tournament, has been the Charlotte 49ers last night. They beat Virginia by a final score of 3-1. They came back this afternoon and beat the #1 seed, George Washington Colonials, by a score of 4-2, I believe it was. And Charlotte finished, they were the 7th place team headed in. They've knocked out the #1 and the #2 seeds. And here they are. They'll be in the championship game tomorrow. In fact, I realized earlier that NC State faced Charlotte. Was it about 3 weeks ago? And if NC State had completed that comeback, they trailed 4-0 in the third, came back, scored 3 goals, came up a little short. If NC State had won that game, Charlotte wouldn't have even made the tournament. And now here they are in the championship game. What have you seen from them? And specifically, they've got the hottest goalie in the league, Daniel Ritter.
You know, they've been a great team, Ethan, for sure. And one thing that I really noticed here, when we were setting up, of course, we got to watch some of the game that was going on between Charlotte and George Washington. Charlotte's good. There's no sugarcoating it. They're really good. And for the fact that they were one of the lower seeds coming into the tournament really surprises me. I think it was because of their earlier season woes, but they started to show up, and they got to stay hungry, and they're really doing a great job of it. And one thing I've noticed for sure is the fact that their forecheck is absolutely outstanding. The fact that they are an extremely fast team. They ended up using one of the fastest forechecking systems. And for most hockey fans, they might not know what that is, but it's still one of the most potent things about them is their ability to maintain puck possession and pressure the other team. They do such a good job at it. Their defense, on the other hand, is still something to be taken a look at, but their offense can win games without a doubt, Ethan.
Their offense has always been good, and their defense has picked it up in this tournament. I think what they've done is they've focused on defense, said, look, if we can limit other teams' chances, we've got Daniel Ritter back there who's going to save most of their chances. And then if we'll get offensive opportunities just because that's what happens. That's how the game works. And so that's what they've done. And now here they are in the championship game. And it's not a fluke either. They haven't won these games by chance. They've been the better team both times. And they'll face either NC State or Wake Forest. Wake Forest had maybe the most impressive performance of round 1, beating Virginia Tech 8-1. We didn't really see that game. But what have you seen from Wake Forest so far this year? You've seen them twice. What do you think? What do you think is going to give them the ability to beat NC State tonight?
You know, one thing I've noticed is the fact that they're speedy. Their goaltending is actually rather strong. So there's a lot of good things about Wake Forest, and I think in the 2 times that State beat them, State was just a better team, Ethan. And that's what happens sometimes. You have a good team, but at some nights things happen. But I think Wake Forest does yield a very good team, and I think they're in a very good position to win tonight. Their leading scorers and Scott McKean, Tyler Potts, all those guys are really stepping up. They're speedy and they're quick. State has had trouble defending those speedy guys with their forecheck this year, so the forecheck needs to be aggressive, and all in all, it's going to be tough stopping Wake Forest because if you give them a chance, they will capitalize.
Scott McKean, not sure if he's going to play tonight with a shoulder injury. If he can't play, what does that mean for Wake Forest, and how big of an advantage does it give NC State?
It's going to mean that depth is going to have to step up, Ethan. Scott McKean has 20 goals before the tournament last night, and coming into that, a 20-goal season, that's really good. Sam Vanishevitz has 25 goals, just to give you a little bit of proximity to that. Scott McKean's loss is going to be huge for Wake Forest if he is out with an injury today. We'll let you know as soon as what happens once we find out, but all in all, it's going to be a big loss, and Charlotte really needs to step it up.
As for NC State, played one of their best games of the year last night. What's one thing, I asked Coach Gazzillo this, what's one thing that they need to improve on from yesterday into today?
I would have to say give more support to Joey Hall. Giving up 4 goals. Those 4 goals, I would say, was not entirely his fault. There was a lot of defensive issues. You saw a lot of times yesterday the State defense really collapse in on each other, and they weren't really good with their forecheck positioning, and that allowed James Madison to just really swoop around in the corners, rushing to the sides of great speed, and just throw pucks at the net and beat Joey Hall. So really, if you ask me, one thing they need to improve on is make sure if you have a position on the ice, stay in that position. Don't move, don't budge. Cover your man, make sure you do what you need to do, and don't let Joey Hall really hang out to dry.
I missed the second NC State-Wake Forest game. You were there for both games this year. NC State won both games, so they're up 2-0 on the season series in Wake Forest, but that won't matter if Wake Forest wins tonight. They'll take that 10 times out of 10. But what's one trend that you've noticed in the first couple games between these teams? And do you think it will continue tonight, or do you think it won't continue?
Well, State has scored 6 goals both times, so expect another high-scoring game, possibly even 6 goals. And having 3 6s in a row, probably not something we should talk about, Ethan, of course. But, it's going to be another high-scoring game for sure, and it's going to be a very good game. Watch for State to really pick it up and make sure that they really drive the net, because in recent games that we've seen, Ethan, there's been a lot of scoring and really just a lot of good defensive effort and offensive effort throughout, Ethan.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our players to watch and Zach's 3 keys to the game here on PackTV.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your one-stop shop for all things Wolfpack. Located in the Ridgewood Shopping Center off of Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop recently expanded from 2,400 to 5,400 square feet. Whether you're in need of tailgating essentials, decals and magnets, home goods, apparel for people of all ages, or sporting goods, the Red and White Shop has it all. Stop by today for your NC State needs.
Getting ready for the players to take the ice, Zach, as the music gets started. NC State and Wake Forest in the second semifinal of the ACCHL tournament. One thing that I noticed earlier, NC teams from the state of North Carolina are 4-0. Charlotte's 2-0 as they're in the championship game. Wake Forest and NC State both won their first round game. After this game, the teams will be 5-1, and then after tomorrow, they'll be 6-2. So excellent performance from the state of North Carolina. Does that surprise you?
No, I think college hockey in North Carolina has been under the radar for the longest time, Ethan. NC State hockey has actually been around since the 1970s, if you didn't know that. So it's a great thing for sure, and they've improved. They won ACC championships. They've really come a long way in college hockey in North Carolina. Just go to the backyard brawls. Almost 4,000 people attending on a regular basis, Ethan. It's no secret anymore.
UNCW is another team that's not in the ACCHL, but a very good collegiate team. I think it's something that, these teams have been getting better, specifically Charlotte and Wake Forest. NC State's been one of the best teams for a while. Charlotte and Wake Forest have gotten better, especially the last couple of years. You've really seen it. They've made the tournament. Last year, Charlotte was the number 5 seed. Wake Forest was the number 2 seed. This year, Charlotte's the 7th seed. Here they are in the championship game. Wake Forest lost in the first round last year, but here they are with a chance to advance to the championship game. So I think these teams are going to continue to get better. Do you agree?
Absolutely, Ethan. If you look at UNCW, they give State a run for their money each and every time that they play each other, especially in that one-shooter game where State had to make a comeback. UNCW was dominant through the first several periods, but of course Andrew Kristoff, a player that I love and a player you love for sure, a player that State's going to miss. Great heroics in the shootout. So college hockey in North Carolina is going to get better. UNCW, who knew hockey was able to be played at the beach? UNCW has really smashed that mantra.
We think we're going to see Joey Hall in net tonight. Do you agree? If that is the decision, do you agree with it?
Joey had a good game, yes. Well, it's a toss-up because I know they should put in Josh Cannon in there somewhere just because to get that experience. Even Ian Hutchison, like we talked about in our preview show. But just for the sake of winning this tournament, I think they should go with Joey Hall. It may not be a decision that most people are happy with. Oh, he gave up 4 goals yesterday. No, it's fine. I think Joey Hall is going to be able to step back up and rebound. Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see whether, because you got Daniel Ritter awaiting the winner of this game, it'll be interesting if the hotter goalie wins out or potentially the fresher goalie if you see Josh Cannon in there or potentially even for Wake Forest their backup. Player to watch for Wake Forest, who is it?
I'm going to give it to Andrew DeMoncos. He's a player that stood out to me over the past 2 times that I came to Wake Forest, and the Wake Forest came here that we've seen him. They've really stood out along with that line of Tyler Potts and even Scott McKean if he's going to play tonight. So there's been a lot of positive things about DeMoncos, so it's going to be interesting to see how he plays tonight.
You mentioned Scott McKean. We talked about him a little earlier. Do you think, how much of an absence, I know this is confusing, I'm trying to phrase this question differently. Do you think that Wake Forest has the advantage with him, and do you think losing him swings the advantage in NC State's favor, or do you think NC State has the advantage either way, or is it Wake Forest advantage either way?
Wake Forest has some good depth, and, one thing I noticed when I was looking at the stat sheet, the fact that Wake Forest has several guys over the 10-goal threshold, Ethan, and there's a lot of guys who have a lot of goals, so it's evenly spaced out. If they lose out Scott McKean, it's going to be big, of course. He is a huge player on the offense, but I think that NC State's going to have momentum no matter what. They're going to do a great job against Wake Forest with or without Scott McKean, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Scott McKean leads Wake Forest with 33 points coming into the tournament. They've got 4 guys scoring double-figure goals this year. As for NC State, who's the player to watch?
I'm going to give it to Ryan Kinney. Had a great game last night along with Trevor Merchant, and that entire second line really fed some great passes. Just had a really great night. He's been under the radar. I love to call him the Silk Man because he's a very silky player, one of the most saucy players on the team, so expect Ryan Kinney to really sauce it up.
The second line hasn't really been together this year, but when they are, you could make an argument they're one of the best 5 lines in the ACC, and that's obviously with your first line of Sam Manischewitz, Luis Jimenez, and Eric Todd. Not many teams can run out 4 lines like NC State can, especially those top 2. 3 keys to the game, Zach, what are they?
So my first key tonight is going to be Joey Hall needs to play better. Most likely we'll be getting the start tonight. I'll find out literally as soon as I walk on the ice. One thing for sure, Joey Hall needs to step it up. He did give up 4 last night. There's no sugarcoating it. Some of those goals, even though they walked around State's defense, they were on him. So Joey Hall really needs to make sure that he's sharp and tight, really stays where he needs to be on the ice, and really good positioning. Second key tonight is defensive breakdowns need to stop. I can't stop emphasizing this. The fact that State crunches up their defense so much and allows so much outside lanes, it's not a good thing, Ethan. They really need to make sure that they space out, and they need to make sure that these breakdowns stop happening, because the more they give those up, the more of a comeback they're going to have to make, and then we're going to talk about heroic stories about comebacks and not dominant games. These games need to be dominant. State is, I've seen, one of their best teams in a long time. These games we should be talking about, they need to be dominating. 8-1 victories like Wake Forest had last night, Ethan. Really, defense, step it up. Final key tonight is the forecheck is to be critical. Forecheck, I'm finding more and more, is just absolutely critical to any function of a team. If you just looked at the Charlotte game, one thing that probably I picked up on that you didn't pick up, and a lot of these teams are extremely fast. And with that, they're using one of the most fastest forechecks that I've ever seen, and it's a dangerous kind of forecheck. One thing for sure, though, Ethan, State is on, I wouldn't say that they're slow, but they're not one of the more speedy teams. Joey Hall will be getting the start tonight, by the way. Just saw that. State plays a lot more cautious. They play a little bit more slowly, and it's aggressive. So really, forecheck is critical.
Talk about defensive breakdowns. For me, it's defensive turnovers. I've talked about this all year. The team with less defensive turnovers usually wins the game. And the thing that I've noticed with Charlotte the last 2 days, they don't have any defensive turnovers. They may not have the best defense in the world, but if they don't turn the puck over, they're not going to give, breakaway opportunities or 2-on-1 opportunities. I think it's going to be a good game. You talked about having a, whether it's a blowout or maybe a big comeback. NC State or Wake Forest will take a win any way they can get it. We're going to take a quick break. The players are finally out on the ice. We'll be back with Putt Drop here on PackTV. Ready for Putt Drop here, Main Street Arena in Charlottesville. NC State wearing the black after wearing the white yesterday. Wake Forest wearing gold tops, black shorts, and they've got I'm not really sure how to describe that because I'm not much of a clothing guru, I guess you could say. And so they've got their name in gold letters, but they've got black trim, I guess you could call it. Gold numbers as well. I kind of like their jerseys. NC State's wearing their typical home black. We talked a little bit about Scott McKean pregame, and he is indeed dressed down here for warm-up, so we expect that he will play. In net for the Deacons, didn't talk about him earlier, David Ostrowski on the year has played in 10 games, allowing 3.58 goals against, has a .799 save percentage. And I think Wake Forest thinks that if they have solid goaltending, then they've got a really good chance to win this game. Do you agree?
Absolutely, Ethan. One thing I'm going to be looking at for sure is Scott McKean. Even though he's back in the lineup tonight, I expect reduced playing minutes because, injured players can't really force themselves to play too much in that game. But even if David Ostrowski isn't the starting goaltender tonight, the fact that they have a solid backup in Corey Colangelo, who is also somebody that I saw going back to the Charlotte games. Wake Forest. I've been saying Charlotte a lot. I keep on thinking about that last game. But for sure, Ethan, both goaltenders are really solid. Warm-ups are over, and it's time to begin Anthems.
Well, we're not sure if we're going to have an anthem or not yet. They're going to do starting lineups here, I do believe. We'll see what happens. Yesterday, State started an all-senior lineup, which was interesting to me. Most of the time, they start that top line. Yesterday, they went with Linsmeyer, Kristoff, and Jack McDonald, excuse me. Yes, they're not going to introduce the starters. I think we're just going to get right into this game. We never really know how it's going to go, but looks like we're just going to go ahead and get started. We talked about the four guys with more than 10 goals, I should say. Scott McKean led the team with 20. Matthew Solvaletti had 15. He's number 21. McKean number 28, so keep an eye on them. Andrew Adams had 11 goals, number 10. Duncan Brown had 10 goals. He is number 11. McKean led the team with 33 points. Solvaletti had 21. Andrew Adams also had 21 points. Tyler Potts, one of your guys to watch, tied for the team lead with 13 assists along with McKean. Getting ready to get started here. Semifinal number 2. It's been a good tournament. Every game has been close, Zach.
Oh, absolutely, Ethan. But
excuse me, I shouldn't say every game. The late game last night was 8-1. Wake Forest beat Virginia Tech.
Yeah, but the upset earlier last night between I forgot who the teams were, but yeah, so, it is Corey Colangelo will be starting tonight.
Corey Colangelo is in net for the Deacons, 3.23 goals against, .813 save percentage. Him and Ostrowski have pretty much split the playing time. Ostrowski's faced NC State twice. He at least faced them when NC State at the Iceplex, I should say. Wake Forest with an early possession here. Quick shot on net, got deflected, and it goes out of play. Ostrowski was at the game I saw. I believe he was the goalie there.
I actually don't remember for sure, Ethan. I want to say it was Corey Colangelo, but it was all the way back in October. So it's been a while, but
yeah, these teams haven't seen each other in a couple of months now. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. Jimenez off the faceoff, wins it quickly ahead, tried to make a play on it into the offensive zone, couldn't really do anything. He gets pinned up against the boards. Banishevitz with a quick turnaround, and he scores! Wolfpack off to a quick lead. Banishevitz stole the puck, fired it past Colangelo. NC State leads 1-0. 26 seconds in.
Winning those corner battles, Ethan, is something we don't talk about a lot, but it's critical. You saw it right there. Luis Jimenez did a wonderful job and fed Sam Banishevitz, who positioned himself perfectly within the slot. Really beautiful net front presence goal, improving on it constantly. A clean goal against Corey Colangelo. What a great shot.
Not the start that Wake Forest wanted. McKean here along the boards for the Deeks. Todd has it now for the Pack. Looking behind the net, centering pass, couldn't get it to Jimenez. State could have had an opportunity here. Chris Wing feeds Banishevitz from the blue line. Banishevitz tries to send it in and gets deflected behind the net. Deeks try to get it out, but they can't. Jimenez keeps it in momentarily. Jimenez gets it back. He fires, goes wide, and it goes all the way back down the ice. Mazikowski down there for the Pack. He'll collect it. Fires it over. There's Hudson for the Pack. Jimenez has it again. Deeks keep it in. Joey Hall slides it behind his net, gets it to Mazikowski. Mazikowski working up. Tries to feed Todd, but can't. Deeks dump it in again. Here's Hudson behind his net. We got a quick whistle. Yesterday, NC State got up to a quick 1-0 lead and then gave a goal right back. Of course, they quickly responded to make it 2-1. I think we had 3 goals in the first 5 minutes, at least. But so NC State's got to settle down here and, hold on to this lead at least for a few minutes, maybe even build on it at least. You don't want to be in that 5-2 first period. Of course, that was a great period, but you don't want Wake Forest responding seemingly every time, like James Madison did yesterday.
Absolutely, Ethan. One thing that I really want to pay attention to, though, is if State can make sure that they don't give up one. They're up one now. Let's see if they can get one more here.
Mazikowski sends it in, goes off the Deeks player. That was Blake Mueller. We had a nice chat with his dad before the game, got some good insight onto the Deeks. Mueller's actually an ACCHL All-Star last year with Banashevitz and Jimenez up in Pennsylvania. He's a good player on the blue line for the Deeks. Alfonsetti wins this one. He gets knocked down by Mueller. Kenny tries to pursue it. He sends it behind the net. Alfonsetti tries to get there. The Deeks still have it. State trying to force a turnover. They couldn't. Mazikowski has to turn around and chase this one. Not going to be icing. Mazikowski gets it out, feeds Merchant. Here comes Alfonsetti again. He's got Kenny to his right. Alfonsetti just sends it behind the net. Kenny tries to stuff it in, but Colangelo's right there.
Really good speed down the rushing lanes there, Ethan. One thing I wanted to pay attention to is the speed. State has picked up in speed a lot. Something that I've seen, Charlotte is really, really fast. State, if they can make it to the final, I think that speed can finally be matched here, Ethan.
Kristoff wins the faceoff. Linsmeyer with a shot, never got through. Jack McDonald sends it on net, goes wide. Kristoff tries to be the first one there, and he's not. Got tangled up. Wake Forest gets out of there with it. They have it in the neutral zone. They'll dump it all the way down. That was Rooney, I believe. Joey Hall out of his net, and they scored. Exactly what NC State didn't want to do. The Deacons tie this one up quickly as Joey Hall was left out of his net, and they dumped it in.
You know, Joey Hall's style is something that we talk about a lot, Ethan. It can be good or it can be bad. In that position right there, he was way too far out of the net, and that just led to an easy, cash-in, juicy goal, whatever you want to call it, Ethan, all the adverbs. It doesn't really matter here. Wake Forest trying to figure out what players they want to ice right now. That was just a bad defensive breakdown there, Ethan, something that I really did not want State to see.
Colangelo's got an issue with his skate. We're going to give that goal to Carl Leroux, or with some part of his equipment. Carl Leroux with the goal, ties it up just over 2 minutes in, and Zach, I talked about it a minute ago, that's exactly what NC State didn't want to happen. Colangelo trying to, can't really tell what the issue is. He's got some help working on it.
I think what they're going to do here is they're going to send on Ostrowski until, oh no, Colangelo's gone. I thought they were going to send on Ostrowski until Colangelo got his stuff fixed, but it looks like he'll be okay for the meantime.
17:43 to go, 1-1. Of course, NC State wants these high-scoring games, but you got to be able to hold a lead. O'Rourke has it. He feeds Rushford. Tries to get it to Kristoff, goes through his stick. McKean has it. He feeds it ahead. Deeks into the zone now. They'll look to set it up. And O'Rourke gets it out of the zone into the neutral zone. Harding with it. Gets it to McKean, who sends it in. Rushford back there for the pack. Rushford tries to get it out. Dangerous play there for State. Linsmeyer gets it out of the zone eventually. Kristoff tried to get a stick on it, couldn't. Rushford skates out of there with it. Wake Forest in pursuit. Rushford trying to make a play. Has the puck in the corner. McKean tries to chip it into the neutral zone, and Wake Forest will just dump it in and make a change.
Yeah, Wake Forest right there, a little bit surprised when Rushford was trying to rush in on the ice. All four of the players on the ice really bunched in towards each other and left a lot of the wide slots open there, Ethan. Not a good thing for their defensive breakdowns.
State setting it up in the defensive zone. Bieberdorf, Webb, and Hayden Dewey out there on the fourth line for State. That's an icing.
There's a lot of great places to visit here in Charlottesville, Ethan. It's a shame that next year's tournament won't be held here. Today I visited what I think was a little mom and pop shop just up the road, a really good little small coffee shop. It's going to be sad that the tournament's not going to be held here. It's a beautiful place to really spend some time.
It's a great local area, too. Mueller with the shot on net got deflected off Rushford's leg, I believe, and went wide. Wake Forest with it behind the net again. There's a loose puck. State gets it out of there, avoids trouble. Dewey tries to send it into the neutral zone, and he does. Dangerous play there for State, but they avoid trouble. Wake into the offensive zone again. Rushford with a nice poke check. He goes down. Gets the puck out of the zone. Nice play. Hayden Dewey, he'll send it in on net, well wide. Wake Forest will take over. Another long pass. Here they come. Shot goes wide. I believe it was deflected. Wake Forest, the first one to the puck. They'll battle along the boards, and State gets out of there with it. Todd with a long pass ahead for Dewey. Couldn't reach it. Dewey will head off. State gets that first line back out there. Mueller in the corner. Todd tries to force a turnover. Jimenez gets it. He's the first one there. Good play by him. Works around a man. Lost the puck. Todd sends it in on that open rebound. Jimenez tries to bank it in. He can't. Tries again. Good save, Colangelo.
Really great job there by Luis Jimenez. Really got lost in his own sauce right there. Beautiful job of really stick handling that puck down in the corner. Once again, that top line is always going to be dominant, Ethan. There's no sugarcoating it. Really great job by that top line.
Well, they've had an excellent start to the game. They had the quick goal and another good shift here. Chris Wing sends it on net. Never got through. Colangelo comes out to cover it up, but looked to me like Wake Forest was the better team for when the other three lines were out there. That's something State's going to need to fix.
I think State was trying to get a goal similar to what Trevor Merchant had last night on a really fluky bounce, and they just couldn't do it. But still a great job from Sam Benishevs and Luis Jimenez.
Todd wins the faceoff, but Wake Forest gets to the head. They center it. Doesn't get through. Now in front of the State bench. And Wake Forest will collect it in the corner. And they'll lose the puck there. State has it ahead. Banishevitz long pass to Jimenez. Jimenez tries to work around a man. He goes down. Wake Forest gets it out of there with it, and that is not going to be icing.
Great job back in the defensive end by Davis Hudson to really get that puck rushing back up from Luis Jimenez. Really simple, smart stick plays right there. Avoided any slashing penalties. Really great job there by Davis Hudson.
Wake Forest trying to set it up. State almost forces a turnover, but that one will be icing. State will have a face-off. Wake Forest head coach having a little discussion.
Some of these coaches are very vocal, Ethan, especially the Charlotte head coach.
Yeah.
Something that I've noticed a lot here. It's good to have a vocal coach. Sometimes, though, it's good to have vocal players, too, for leadership.
Wake Forest wins the face-off. Pinned along the boards. They get it out. Here they come into the neutral zone. Try to turn around. Nice move around Kinney. Wake Forest tries to collect it. Here they come. Moving in on Hall. Hall with the initial save. Rebound behind the net. Deeks take it again. Mazikowski blocks that pass. He'll head out of the zone. He's got a 3-on-2. His pass for Kinney is too far out of his reach. Mazikowski gets pinned up along the board. State keeps the puck in. Kinney there. He works around. Tries to backhand it in. He goes down. Still has the puck. Sends it in on net. Colangelo with another save.
Sweet mama, what a move right there by James Karras back in the NC State end. Really led to just an incredible breakout there by State, but still had a great opportunity down there against Joey Hall. These players are really silky here, Ethan. I'm very surprised.
Good shift there for State's second line. 13:51 to go, 1-1. State and the Deeks from Wake Forest. Here comes Wake Forest. There's Mueller. He'll dump it in. O'Rourke behind the net. He gets it out of there, finds Linsmeyer. Linsmeyer tries to get it ahead. Wake Forest keeps it in the zone momentarily. Andrew Kristoff tries to get it, collects it eventually. O'Rourke feeds McDonald, and he'll just dump it in. No icing there. And Deeks will take over. Back and forth play here last couple minutes. Bouncing puck jumps over Rushford's stick. O'Rourke's back there to get it, though. He'll send it ahead to Linsmeyer, who tips it out of the zone. Kristoff in pursuit. Almost forced a turnover. Wake Forest in the neutral zone now. Cicchini. And they're offsides. One note about Andrew Kristoff. I didn't notice this last night during the game, but apparently he dislocated his shoulder and was able to pop it back in on the bench, but never went back in because State had a lead and didn't want to risk it. I didn't notice that, but obviously it's an issue he's had before, and obviously he's good to go tonight.
One of the speediest players in the team, Ethan. It's good to see him back in the lineup. I was noticing in the warm-ups that dude can fly down the ice.
Hudson now gets the puck from Joey Hall. He turns it over. Wake Forest here, and Bieberdorf gets it back. One of those defensive turnovers that you don't want to have. Dewey collects this one. And we got a whistle.
I think I saw a hand pass. Not,
I didn't even see the puck leave the ice.
I'm going to call that a hand pass. I saw the linesman motioning something. Now they're having a good old discussion right there, probably trying to decide. Probably talking about the NC State and Wake Forest basketball game today, which State came on top.
Yeah, I'm not really sure of the call there. State had the puck, though, so this is... State's not pleased with this call, and I understand them. They just stopped play, and I'm not really sure why. We got another whistle. Mentioned the basketball game. State won. I believe the final score was 90-84, and Winston-Salem State has won there since 2012, I believe. Good win for the Pack as they inch closer to a NCAA tournament berth. Deke sent it in on net. Chris Wing back there to play it. Behind his own net. Gets it up to Webb. That was Hudson. And this will be icing.
Really slow moving. I said slow moving. It's slow moving. I need to really get my L's right, guys. I apologize. But anyway, a slow moving period so far here, Ethan. Really surprised to just see how this game has been a slow burner, even though State got up to such a quick jump. The energy seemed to have died down from both teams.
Seems pretty evenly matched to me. Bieberdorf with it behind his own net. And Wing will take it now. Bieberdorf lost it, but Wing got it. There's Dewey. He'll try to get it out of the zone. He gets it into the neutral zone. State looking to get that top line back out there. Deeks tip it ahead. Hudson back there to play it. Gets it to Wing, back to Hudson. State's going to look to get things going now. Here comes Hudson working. He's got 2-on-3 with Banishevitz. Hudson holding, sends it in on net. Easy save for Colangelo. I think State obviously got that early goal, but then Wake Forest was the better team. They tied it up for about 3-4 minutes, and I think State has had the advantage for the last 2-3 minutes, I'd say.
A quick update from our PackTV headquarters. The Hokies are up 1-0 in the first quarter of the men's lacrosse tournament.
Be sure to tune in on that. That's live on our YouTube channel. Jimenez tries to send it in. Mueller knocks him down in the process. Banishevitz forces a turnover. And we got a whistle. I think we're going to have a penalty.
Let's see who's going. So it's going to be a hooking call on Sam Banishevitz.
Don't think he agreed with that one. Banishevitz takes a seat.
Yeah, there's not many calls that players agree with, Ethan, honestly, because a lot of hockey players, even if they do something on the ice and they know they did it, they're going to want to fight it. They do not want to see their team down a man on a very important play.
State's penalty kill out there. State's penalty kill, I'd say, has the advantage over Wake Forest power play. We'll see what happens here. Banishevitz in the box. Christoph, Linsmeyer, Mazikowski, and Hudson are the penalty killers for the Pack. Quick shot deflected, well out of play.
Well, they just damaged the ceiling, but I don't think it matters since they're about to tear this place down anyway. But what a shot right there by James Karras. Already one of the more silky players on the team, has some great speed as well. Really great job there from the forward.
Another face-off here. Christoph wins that one. Wake Forest collects it, though. Here they are, working in on net, holding. Backhander off the post. Heard that one all the way over here. Wake Forest behind the net again. Up top to the blue line. Across down to the slot. Pass across, never got through in front of the net, and they sent it wide. Wake Forest has it now back at the top of the blue line. They try to keep it in, and Christoph goes down trying to get it out. State eventually does get it out. Here's Linsmeyer, he goes down. Couple players go down. Wake Forest gets it again. They got it out of the zone, but not down the ice. Wake Forest behind the net, good hit from Ellis Rushford. He's not gonna be able to get it out. Linsmeyer in pursuit, or Alfonsetti actually. Wake Forest with it again. There's Matthew Silvaletti in front of the net, deflected. And that's going to get out of the zone. 43 seconds to go on the power play.
Penalty kill looking, I don't want to say atrocious, but they're not doing a good job, Ethan. They really need to step it up and make sure they pressure Wake Forest.
Pass across, sent in front. Never got through. Wake Forest again tries for the wraparound out in front. And State sends it down. Rebound opportunity, but State was the first one there. They got it out. Merchant working hard, trying to kill some time, send it further down the ice, and they does that. Alfonsetti in pursuit. 12 seconds to go on the Wake Forest power play. Here they come looking for one last rush. It's Tyler Potts, one of your guys to watch for the Deacons. Behind the net in front, never got there. Wake Forest takes it over. Banishevitz out of the box. Shot deflected. We got another penalty. And I think this one's going to go on State again.
Ellis Rushford there. I'm not sure if he was doing a stick tap celebration right there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. If it was a celebration or...
They're putting O'Rourke in for a cross check. Yeah, these penalties are weird, Ethan. I got to tell you for sure. I mean, there's been some questionable calls.
State's going to spend about 4 minutes in a row on the power play here. Not what you want to see. Off the face-off, Kristoff holds it. Potts comes away with it for Wake Forest. Down in the corner, back up top to the blue line. Wake Forest tries to keep it in. State almost got it out. They can't. Quick shot there. They lost it off their stick, send it wide. Good shot for the Deeks there. State's got to get it out of the zone here. And in on Joey Hall. He makes the initial save, doesn't know where the puck is, and they blow the whistle. That was Eric Kaloof with the initial shot there.
What a great name.
Eric Kaloof.
That's a great name. If nothing else, if the ACCHL gives him any more awards, best name, Eric Kaloof, by far. But that was some bad defensive coverage down low right there for Joey Hall. They really moved that puck well to the front of the net, to the slot. Still really need to make sure they push forward here. Like I said, State's penalty kill has not been looking very sharp tonight.
Alfonsetti on the face-off, and we got a whistle.
False start again. Yeah,
I don't understand how the referee, maybe you can explain this to me, how can the referee not dropping the puck call a false start?
Because the players, they have to wait till the puck hits the ice before they can use their sticks to win the face-off. So if they move their sticks before the puck is dropped, they call a false start, and they move a player out to take the face-off, and they put someone else on. If there's 3 in a row, they call it a delay a game penalty.
State wins the face-off. Mazikowski sends it down. Merchant and Mueller get tangled up. Wake Forest finally gets out of the zone with it. Minute 10 to go on the power play. Here they come, quick shot, and they scored. One-man show there for the Deacons.
James Karras.
I believe that was number 19. Try to get a name. James Karras, yep.
Yeah, that dude is just full of silk.
Just a quick shot and he beat Joey Hall.
I can't say much more. State just let him walk right in. Again, Ethan, defensive breakdowns.
State was doing a good job killing the penalty in the offensive zone, and then Wake Forest took it and went the other way and just beat Joey Hall. So State penalty 1 for 2. Wake Forest power play 1 for 2 as well. Wake Forest in the neutral zone. There's Brown working in, loses the puck. Deacons still have it though. Eric Kaloof again. Around the boards, here comes Banishevitz. He's got Jimenez, long pass up ahead to him. Jimenez sends it in on net, goes wide. Chris Wing will take it. His shot basically whiffed on it. Banishevitz goes down outside of the play. Actually, that was Jimenez. Wake Forest gets it out of the zone. Chris Wing has it. Gets it to Hudson. Banishevitz with it again. Bounces around back to Chris Wing. He tries to find Eric Todd. Too long for him, and the Deacons will head the other way. Sent in on net. Save Joey Hall, and he covers up. 7:25 to go, first period.
You know, Ethan, on James Karras' last goal, State can only do so much defensively, and that was really up to Joey Hall. Joey Hall just has not been really looking that sharp in this tournament. something must be going through his head, Ethan. I'd say Josh Cannon needs to get some playing time somewhere within this tournament.
Another shot. That one didn't get through. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Alfonsetti tries to get it to Merchant. Would have had a 2-on-1. Here comes Alfonsetti again. They kept it in the zone. Wake Forest gets out of there with it. Cicchini up ahead. Finds help. Wake Forest down into the corner in front of the state bench. Back up top. Shot in. Blocked. Never got through. Shot again, and they scored. Golden scores that one. Curtis Golden, his 6th of the year. Beat Joey Hall glove side, and Wake Forest leads 3-1.
Yeah, bad slot presence. Joey Hall knows it. That puck should not have gone in right there. That's got to be frustrating. Gazillo either needs to call a timeout or really needs to consider probably a goaltending change. Coach Gazillo doesn't like to do those very often, but right now Joey Hall, 3 goals in the first 13 minutes. You can't have a non-sharp goaltender in a game like this, Ethan. This game could determine if State goes to the championship or plays the third-place game.
Kokenberg sends it out of the zone off the face-off. State's got to get better. Wake Forest has been the better team for the majority of this game, and it shows on the scoreboard. In my mind, you just can't give up. You just can't score that quick goal and then, give up the quick tying goal and not play well the rest of the period. You got to take that first goal and run with it. They called the icing. Wake Forest was upset it was an icing. Now the NC State.
They don't know where the face-off is going to be.
Yeah, the state bench is upset now. Center ice face-off it is. Wake Forest sends it in. Kokenberg back to get it. Tries to send it up. Can't. Kristoff finds McDonald. He whiffed on a pass to Linsmeyer. State would have had a 2-on-1. Mazikowski takes it. He'll fire, save, rebound, and it goes out of the zone.
And Cam Mazikowski, one of the quickest shots on the team. Great to see him get a shot right there. ACC Rookie of the Year.
Biggest guy on the ice as well. Wake Forest in front of the state bench. They'll get it out. There's Mueller working alongside the penalty box. Kristoff in there battling along with Linsmeyer. McDonald tries to get out of there with it. Kristoff takes it. Baldwin has it now for the Deeks. And they'll send it ahead. Wake Forest working into the zone. Quick shot, kicked aside by Joey Hall. And the Deeks will get knocked off the puck. Mazikowski has it. He'll try to hold it, gets it ahead McDonald. His pass too long for Bieberdorf. Linsmeyer in pursuit. Wake Forest gets out of the zone with it. Here they come, quick shot, and Joey Hall with a glove save.
A little bit of a slip right there from Brown, I think it was, and Cam Mazikowski just took him down. Duncan Brown, good player so far, 10 goals, 7 assists, 17 points in 18 games. Kind of player you want, very, very good. Cam Mazikowski, of course, has 10 goals and 9 assists. It must be more of a battle of, hey, guess what? I have more assists than you do. Ha.
Off the face-off, Bieberdorf wins it. State gets it. Trying to get it out of the zone. Bieberdorf tips it ahead. Dewey kicks it to himself. Here he comes. Tries to backhand it to Bieberdorf in front of the net. Couldn't get a stick on it. Good stick lift for the Deeks. Back up top, here's Hudson. I think State's going to need a goal from the third or fourth line in this game. Wake Forest gets out of the zone with it. Here they come, working, holding. Kaloof gets hit. Wake Forest wants a penalty. They're not going to get it, and it goes out of play. That was Karas, excuse me.
McCray Robertson, number 9 right there, had a wide open slot. I don't know what State was doing. Really bad defensive coverage. Had players just all over the ice. I don't know if State just doesn't know where they are right now or really what's going on. Another player's in the box. It's Eric Webb.
Yep. Wake Forest is going to get their third power play of the period. 1 for 2 already.
One thing we know for sure, Ethan, Eric Johnson is the man in the box kind of manning these guys right there. I can just tell because, that hair is noticeable anywhere, Ethan.
State gets it out of the zone. Bouncing puck, Linsmeyer in pursuit. Wake Forest will look to set it up. Of course, State did well on the forecheck last time, but Wake Forest went the other way and really just got a quick goal off of a shot. Bad play from Duncan Brown there, Wake Forest captain, had a hit off a stick. Wake Forest had to go back and set it up. Rushford tries to get it out, but he can't. Deeks have it at the top of the blue line now. Into the slot here, back up top to the blue line. 1:20 to go on the power play. Pass across, shot off the post. Huge bullet dodge there by State. Linsmeyer gets it out of the zone. Kristoff sends it all the way down. Wide open net for Wake Forest, and it goes off the post.
Another puck that beats Joey Hall. That's just not something you want to be seeing every single time, Ethan, every single shot.
I think Hall was left out to dry on that one. He needs a little more defensive help. 55 seconds to go. Alfanzetti, here he comes, shorthanded breakaway, and he scores! Tyler Alfanzetti on a shorthanded breakaway ties this one. Actually, didn't tie it up, excuse me. 3-2.
Still, Ethan, what a great job there by Alfanzetti to be sure he was at the top of the point right there on the penalty kill. Really sprung on that breakaway and really had a lot of speed right there. Last night we came back from the game and he was doing accounting. Boy, he's got some smarts on the books and got some hockey smarts as well. Really great shot, low blocker side on Corey Colangelo. 3-2 now, Wake Forest.
That's a huge sequence of events. Mark that one down. Wake Forest rings the post on the power play. And then Alfanzetti gets a breakaway and ties it up. That is huge. State within one instead of down 3. Banishevitz and Alfanzetti were having a discussion with the refs after the goal there. Not sure what it was about. State tries to send it down again. It gets deflected. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Deeks try to set it up. Alfanzetti gets out of there with it again. He's got a 2-on-2 with Merchant. Alfanzetti working, backhander goes wide. 20 seconds to go. Deeks will head the other way. Cicchini has it into the offensive zone. Along the NC State bench, and State gets it again, and they'll send it down. And that'll should do it for the power play. 5 seconds to go. Wake Forest behind the net. Mark that power play down. Wake Forest rings the post. Alfanzetti goes the other way and gets a shorthanded goal. Sent in on net wide. 2:50 to go. Wake Forest takes advantage of NC State not being able to get out of the zone. State has the 3-on-1 the other way after Wake Forest whiffs on the shot. Here comes Jimenez. He'll fire. And a good save, Colangelo. Banishevitz looking for a rebound. He didn't get it. Going to have a penalty on Scott McKean.
They're going to call it a slash on the Scott McKean right there. Big loss for Wake Forest, but a really good thing for NC State as well. Mark that penalty kill down, Ethan. I think that was a game changer. Changed the momentum for sure. Got a shorthanded goal.
I agree. Good analysis. That's why we pay you the big bucks. So State's got their first power play of the game after a shorthand goal. Jimenez with a quick shot out of play. Deflected. 2:35 to go. Man, State was really getting outskated, and I just can't reiterate how big that play was. Wake Forest had a wide open net and hit the post. Alfanzetti a couple seconds later goes the other way. Scores a shorthanded goal, and now State's on the power play. Banishevitz with it along the Wake Forest bench. Across O'Rourke, his shot off the boards. Banishevitz has it back. Up top, Rushford. He'll find O'Rourke again. Back to Jimenez. Had Banishevitz, couldn't get it to him. State along the goal line now. O'Rourke has it. Up top, Rushford to Banishevitz. To Jimenez at the top. His shot never got through. It'll get out of the zone.
Really good job in the penalty kill by Wake Forest. I love how they were using multiple defensive strategies on that penalty kill. Very interesting to see from the Demon Deacons.
Jimenez with it. He'll take it into the zone. Gets it to Banishevitz. He'll hold and set up. Back to Jimenez. Back to Banishevitz. They play catch. Up top, Rushford. His shot. Rebound. And it's sent all the way down.
NC State's own man blocked that right there. They really need to make sure and watch out for that.
State will look to set it up. O'Rourke now in front of his bench. Into the neutral zone. Kinney tips it ahead. Merchant in pursuit. Deeks will send it all the way down. O'Rourke can't keep it in. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Sent ahead Rushford. Here comes Kinney. Good poke check for the Deeks. Kinney loses it. And Wake Forest can't get it out. Here comes Alfanzetti. He'll backhand it in front. Rebound. Merchant couldn't get it. Kenny's the first one to the puck, though. He'll send it all the way around. Alvanzetti in pursuit. And the Deeks get it out. 20 seconds to go. Stay to look for one more push. Kenny had the puck, and he sent it behind the net when there was nobody around him. I'm not sure why he didn't turn around. He must have not known that there was nobody there. Rushford goes down. 10 seconds to go. Deeks will get it again. And McDonald tries to catch it but can't. That's going to do it for the power play.
I wouldn't call that an atrocious power play, Ethan, but it wasn't very good. State really needs to make sure they continue to capitalize and execute.
A power play goal there would have been huge. 30 seconds to go in the period. Deeks send it in. State sends it in, excuse me. McDonald now along the Wake Forest bench. Kristoff tries to get it. McDonald gets out of there with it. Wing keeps it in. He'll send it in on that, blocked out in front. We got a delayed penalty. And NC State's going to get their second power play.
It's going to be big, Ethan, for sure. And power play is huge. Everything is huge, as famously said. And another big thing as well, State is leading in the lacrosse game right now against Virginia Tech 2-1 at the end of the second quarter. So big things happening there. If you get tired of hockey, you got another game to watch as well. Be sure to tune in to State versus Virginia Tech right here on PackTV.
McCray Robertson in the box. 9 seconds to go. Jimenez's shot went wide there. Mazakowski again. That one gets blocked through. Wake Forest tries to send it down, and that's going to do it for the period. So State's going to have 1:48 to go on the power play. They trail 3-2. Wake Forest with the lead after one period. We'll be back to talk about the first period and second period adjustments here on PackTV. Wake Forest leading NC State 3-2. First intermission, Ethan Berry and Zach Sawaye alongside you. Zach, in my opinion, Wake Forest really dominated that first period after Sam Anishevitz got NC State out to a quick lead. But NC State responded. Wake Forest was up 3-1 on the power play, and they hit the post on a wide open net. Tyler Alfanzetti heads the other way, and he gets a breakaway goal shorthanded. And NC State's only down 3-2. They got a late power play, didn't do anything with it. They'll have 1:48 left on the power play when they start the second period. Zach, what was that momentum shift like?
I think it's huge, Ethan, for sure, but I still think at the same time State did not play sharp in that period. Joey Hall didn't look sharp. Joey Hall really needs to make sure he steps it up, or Coach Gazzillo needs to make a goaltending change here going forward. But nonetheless, that changes the momentum a lot here, Ethan. State really needs to make sure this next power play they capitalize.
If State can score in the next 1:48, that'll be huge for the game going forward. If you're Wake Forest, you look and you say, hey, that was one of our best periods of the year, and then you turn around 2 minutes into the second period, you're tied. They're not going to like that. That's why this period is so important. Banishevitz scored. Alfanzetti scored. Who's another guy for State that had a good period?
You know, I think Jack McDonald had a great period, and Ellis Rushford. I think both of those guys really kind of flew under the radar. Ellis Rushford had a lot of speed rushing up the sides. Jack McDonald had good penalty killing and net front presence as well. So really just good periods from both of them.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to talk about the second period here coming up on PackTV. Wake Forest leads NC State 3-2. First intermission of the ACCHL semifinals. Zach, NC State had 2 goals, but all in all, what did you think of Wake Forest defense and Colangelo in net?
You know, I think their defense was really boxing out Luis and Jimenez and Sam Banishevitz as well. Their defense was looking spectacular, really eliminated State's offensive check right there. Really did a great job. But on top of that, Corey Colangelo really did a spectacular job as well. Made a lot of key saves at the right moments. Not tested a lot. It was mainly a neutral zone game. But all in all, solid effort from both teams.
Second period adjustment for State, what is it?
I would say probably score a bit more. And it's something that we say a lot, Ethan. It's easier said than done, but the thing is they're not capitalizing. They've had plenty of opportunities, but they just haven't been able to get a clean shot through. They've gotten shots, but their men have been confused where to position themselves on the ice, so the shots are just hitting each other, and that can't happen.
A bad beginning and a bad end to the period for Wake Forest, but in the middle I'd say probably 15 minutes. They were pretty good. What's an adjustment that they need to make?
You know, Wake Forest, I think what they had to do is make sure they stopped getting tired towards the end of the period. Towards the end, they really had a bad defensive lapse, and that cost Tyler Alfonsetti's beautiful breakaway goal. You know, 3.95 GPA, you can't beat that no matter what. So really what Wake Forest is going to have to do is make sure that they really just stop the defensive lapses and keep the energy up.
We just saw Tyler's dad up with us a minute ago. He actually informed us that Tyler's not in nuclear physics, which I didn't even realize existed. He's in nuclear engineering. Either way, 3.95. I couldn't even dream of getting a 3.95 in anything engineering related. But great goal. We appreciate his dad talking to us, and he just wanted to let us know that he usually watches our games online, so we're happy for him that he gets a chance to see Tyler play in person. Alfonsetti with a huge goal there in the first period. Zach, NC State's going to head into the second period. In my opinion, that wasn't really their best effort, but they're only down one. In my mind, Wake Forest, it's going to be tough for them to play much better than they did there. So the fact that State's only down one, despite not playing very well, whereas Wake Forest played pretty well, how big is that for NC State, do you think?
I think it's pretty huge, and they're going to come out swinging in that third period, and it's really going to be second period rather. State's going to really have to do a great job of making sure they ride that momentum. They still got a lot of power play time left to start the second period here. Got to utilize that. Got to make sure they get the quick shot off. Got to make sure their own man is not blocking their own shots. Really get shots to the front, because Corey Colangelo, we found out, is weak on the blocker side. Aim for there. Once they get in the goalie's head, it becomes easier here going forward.
State's going to have 1:48 left on the power play. They trail by one. We'll be back to see how the power play goes. Wake Forest leading NC State 3-2. First intermission here on PackTV.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your one-stop shop for all things Wolfpack. Located in the Ridgewood Shopping Center off of Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop recently expanded from 2,400 to 5,400 square feet. Whether you're in need of tailgating essentials, decals and magnets, home goods, apparel for people of all ages, or sporting goods, the Red and White Shop has it all. Stop by today for your NC State needs.
Getting set for the second period there, excuse me. NC State and Wake Forest. State will start on the power play. Todd Jimenez Banashevitz, Alex Muir. We did not see him in the first period. Cam Mazikowski out there as well. State wins the faceoff. They'll look to get this first. I was going to say first period. It is not the first period, actually, Ethan. Mazikowski looking for Todd, can't get it to him. Wake Forest will send it back down. Mira will collect it. 90 seconds to go on the power play. Mazikowski starts the break. Long pass up ahead, Jimenez. Here he comes. Holds on to the puck. And his shot goes wide. Back up top, Mazikowski. He'll get it to Mura. Mura will get it to Banashevitz. Back to Mura. Mura holds. Back to Banashevitz again. Banashevitz tries to work around a man, get it back to Banashevitz. Down low to Mazikowski, just out of his reach. Todd battling down there for the pack. He'll take it behind the net. He'll try to work back up top. Todd still hanging on to it. Finds Mazikowski. He'll get it up top, Banashevitz. Loses it for a minute. Gets it back. 50 seconds to go. Jimenez across Mazikowski, bouncing puck. He'll get it. Actually Banashevitz keeps it in. Mazikowski tries to backhand it on net, and Wake Forest can't get it out. Banashevitz, big slap shot, blocked in front. Jimenez tries to get a stick on it, tries to send it in, he can't. State looking for a penalty, not going to get it. In front, Wake Forest gets out of there with it, and here they come. 20 seconds to go, shorthanded. And still holding on to it. Mazikowski finally a big hit. 13 seconds to go. Mira gets it. State's going to get one last chance here on the power play. Jimenez has Merchant to his right. Works into the zone. 4 seconds to go. Holding behind the net. And he'll try to send it in front. Can't. Deacon's head the other way. McKean has it. Power play over for the pack. Big kill there for Wake Forest. Sent in on net. Joey Hall kicks it wide. Merchant has it. Gets it to Jimenez. He's out there with Alfonsetti and Merchant. Jimenez holding. His shot is blocked, and he'll head off. Wake Forest takes over now. Backhanded around. McKean takes it. On the far side, Kinney deflects it to keep it in. And Wake Forest will have it in their corner. Wake Forest looking to win the race to the puck. Leroux has a goal tonight. He can't win it in front. Wake Forest got it. They sent it through. Nobody was there. Dangerous there. Chris Wing tries to get it out. Wake Forest will take it behind the net. McKean in front. Good defensive play by Hudson. And Merchant will flip it out of the zone. Wake Forest keeps control. That was dangerous there, Zach.
Lackluster power play there, and there's really nothing State could really do about it. Well, there was actually, but they didn't do anything about it. Again, Ethan, this is just...
Wake Forest takes over. McKean, his shot goes wide. Joey Hall was out of the net. Somebody's stick goes up into the net. That was Chris Wing. He'll pick it up. Wake Forest still has it. Good start to the period here for Wake Forest. Alfonsetti deflects it. It gets out of the zone. And Wake Forest sends it back in. Kinney went for the hit on Mueller, but he went into the boards instead. Merchant gets drilled. Big hit by Mueller. Wing returns the favor. Wake Forest comes out of there with it. They'll send it in front. Joey Hall covers up on the deflection.
Defense is bad here to start out this period, and one thing I really don't like what's going on is the fact that that power play has set the tone for this period. They couldn't really get one good look down there in the Wake Forest end, and now they're giving up pucks left and right down the defensive end. Joey Hall, of course, is still not looking very sharp here. I'm not sure why he's still in the lineup, to be quite honest with you.
First 3.5 minutes, lots of action. Rushford takes it up ahead. Linsmeyer, he'll take it. Long pass for Kristoff, too long. And icing waved off. State will keep it in the zone. O'Rourke has it. McDonald tries to send it in front. Linsmeyer has it. He sends it on net, but wide. Wake Forest gets it out of the zone. Referee gets out of the way. Rushford sends it all the way back in. Colangelo tries to stop it for the Deeks, and he does. And they'll take over and head the other way. Long pass intercepted by O'Rourke, and Linsmeyer will take it. He'll dump it all the way in. Kristoff tries to win the race. Good angle taken by him. Wake Forest gets it anyway. They'll try to get it out of the zone. State with some good offensive zone time here. Haven't been able to get a great opportunity, though. Deeks long pass up ahead. O'Rourke will take the pass that was too long. Tries to get it out of the zone. McDonald takes it, turns it over. Thought that should have been offsides, but it wasn't. McDonald loses the puck. O'Rourke has it. Long pass, hits something. Webb takes it now. State's got to get it out of the zone. They finally do. Wake Forest sends it back in. And we got a whistle.
Looks like it was tipped with a high stick right there, but really not a lot going on here in the first almost 5 minutes here, Ethan. And one thing that I'm really liking from State so far is their resilience. They're not getting anything, but they're not giving up anything. I like the staticness. It's a good thing. It's a plus.
Bieberdorf taking this face-off at center ice. With Leroux, State wins it. Mura is going to send it all the way down. Tell you what, we weren't sure what to expect out of him, but he's been an excellent senior addition, and State will have him first semester next year as well. Transfer from Charlotte. Dewey takes it, tries to find Bieberdorf working in. He sent it wide. Good opportunity there for Will. Couldn't cash in. Mura has it. His shot is blocked. Bieberdorf sends it high again and out of play.
That was State's best chance of the period, and Bieberdorf just shot it high. That's a heartbreaker for the Ice Pack. And Chris Wing is, no, that's Eric Webb going to the box. Interesting. They're giving it as a cross check.
Second time they've got him on that. 14:43 to go. It doesn't make sense to me because Bieberdorf got the shot and it went out of play. So why didn't they blow it dead when he shot the puck? That's my question. Oh well. Wake Forest has their fourth power play of the night. 1 for 3 so far in front. McKean couldn't get a stick on it. That was dangerous. Back up top, here's Mueller. He'll play catch. Hold again. Finds Karras. Not sure how to pronounce that one. State sends it down. Wake Forest will look to get it set up. They've had trouble getting the puck out of their own zone. Their power play hasn't been all that good, but they have a goal on a quick shot that beat Joey Hall. Here they come again, 3-on-2. Shot again, rebound out in front. Mazikowski got it out of there momentarily, but Wake Forest takes control. Wake Forest working, Mazikowski with a nice poke check. He'll try to get it out of the zone, and he does. It goes all the way down.
Shout out from the PackTV headquarters once again in the lacrosse game. Is at the end of the third quarter, it's tied up at 2. At the start of the third quarter, my apologies here. So big game. If you don't want to watch the hockey game, be sure to turn into that one.
Wake Forest in front of the net looking for McKean again. He couldn't get a stick on it. Mueller back at the top. 50 seconds to go. McKean working, holding, across, and he couldn't get it. Looking for help. Another one that goes through Joey Hall. That one went wide. Back up top. Wake Forest then in front of the net. Joey Hall makes the save. It goes wide. It may have been deflected in front. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Wake Forest behind the net, looking to set it up. They'll hold it. Back up top to the blue line. Mueller. And he'll send it on net. Hall makes the save. Rebound. State tries to get it out of there, and they eventually do. 15 seconds to go. And the Deeks will set it up. Try to get one last rush. 5 seconds to go. Here they come. They got a 4-on-2 here if they want it. Quick shot deflected off Hudson's leg. Goes wide. Mazikowski heads the other way. State kills it off. Here comes Cam Mazikowski. Leaves it for Jimenez. He'll fire. Good save. Rebound. State couldn't get to it. It goes all the way down. And that'll be icing.
Really great rush right there on the break out there from State, getting several good opportunities, and just a really great job there by the Ice Pack again. We talk about a lot about resilience, Ethan, and after that lackluster power play, and State was on that penalty kill, great job on that as well. There's been a lot of upsides in the past several minutes, Ethan. They need to ride this momentum.
Todd wins the face-off. Banashevitz takes it. He'll send it all the way around. Rushford comes up to play it. Wake Forest takes control, though. And here they come. A work around a man. Here they are into the offensive zone. Shot goes wide. Banashevitz with it. He'll get it to Todd. If he gets there in time, he'll get a 2-on-1, but Jimenez had to hold up to make sure he was on sides. And Wake Forest heads the other way. Here they come on the far side. O'Rourke right there for the Pack. Behind the net, Rushford has it. He'll try to feed Jimenez. Jimenez kicks it to his stick, and here comes Banashevitz. Jimenez goes down. No penalty called. Rushford with a big hit. O'Rourke sends it in. Good glove save by Colangelo. Jimenez got tripped. NC State's still looking for a penalty, but they're not going to get one.
And somebody's calling timeout. I believe it's Wake Forest.
I would think it's an injury timeout, but I don't see anybody hurt.
Another big shout out once, of course, from the PackTV headquarters. Virginia Tech now is up 4-2 through the third quarter so far here against NC State, so be sure to tune into that one to get the latest updates.
I'm really confused by this. I don't think you would see them call timeout with 11:39 to go in the second period in a 3-2 game. It just seems very odd to me. The refs are having a meeting.
They're calling to discuss, I think, if that was a penalty or not. That was a blatant trip, and
I don't think they can go back and make that call, though. One thing I've noticed here early on, State running their 4 lines as usual. I'm not sure that Wake Forest is running 4 lines. We've seen McKean out there a lot. We've seen Mueller out there a lot. Duncan Brown's gotten a lot of time. James Carras. So you wonder if depth will maybe win out for NC State. Wake Forest not playing as many guys. Teams are ready to play again. Wake Forest only has, well, actually, this may be right. By my count, they got 15 skaters. That's not very many. They've got 2 backup goalies, though. So I wonder what that was all about. I guess we'll never know. Here they come. Here's Golden working. Goes wide. Sent in on net. We got a couple players in the net. Rushford right there. Joey Hall I'm not really sure how to explain that. Joey Hall has hands up in the air. Here's Mueller. His shot was deflected into the corner. Sent in on net again. Hall makes the save. Rebound out in front. Sent into the corner again. Wake Forest takes over. Behind the net, Rushford will take it for the Pack. He'll try to outskate the Deeks. He cannot along their bench. O'Rourke is back to play that one, but he doesn't have a stick. Sent in front. Joey Hall with a save. Huge save, Joey Hall.
Net came off right there. Game-saving stop from Joey Hall. Holy Moses, what a save by Joey Hall. I can't stress that enough. That'll change the game, Ethan. I need to. Wow.
Take a breath.
I'm speechless. Wow. That was a huge save. That puck was dead to rights going in the net. Just what a job there by Joey Hall with the pad save.
10:49 to go. I'm still wondering what that timeout was about. I guess maybe NC State called the timeout. That's the only thing I could think of. Alvazetti takes the faceoff for the Pack. Wake Forest wins in. Joey Hall with another glove save.
He's looked sharper in this period here. That's a good thing. I think that earlier on, I think Joey came into this game a bit tired. It was a really tough game yesterday against JMU, and there's a lot of fatigue as well.
I'm trying to figure out why they didn't let State make a line change there, because right after the save, State made a line change. Why didn't they let him make a line change before the first face-off? Or maybe they did, but only 2 seconds came off the clock. Anyway, Mura heads the other way. He'll dump it in. McDonald in pursuit for the Pack. Linsmeyer takes it, sends it on net off the side of the goal. Wake Forest takes over. And they'll send it long, but State takes control. Kristoff has it. He gets it to Kucklenberg, back to Kristoff. Long pass looking for McDonald, couldn't get it to him. And it's icing.
Big tournament for sure, Ethan, and one thing that's really going to be important is if State wins this game, they will play against Charlotte. If they lose this game, they will play George Washington. Either way, it's going to be a stiff competition. Both teams played great earlier, so it's going to be interesting to see if they play the 49ers or the Colonials.
Wake Forest wins the face-off. Sent in on net. Joey Hall sprawled out, and he covers up. State needs a good stretch here. Wolfpack chants trying to get started by the Wolfpack faithful. Gotta love that. Wake Forest tries to take over, and they do off of a turnover. Joey Hall kicks the shot aside. McKean there for the Deeks. Man, we've called his name a lot. Wonder if fatigue starts to be an issue, as I mentioned earlier. Deeks keep it in, and they send it around the boards. McKean will be the first one there. Sent in on net, but deflected. McDonald gets it out of the zone. It goes all the way down. It won't be icing because it was deflected.
Great foot race there by Andrew Kristoff to win that corner battle.
Linsmeyer has it now. And Wake Forest will force the turnover. They'll head the other way. Got caught up in the skates. Kristoff will be the first one there. He'll take it back. Sends it into the corner. Chris Wing will play it. Wing finds Linsmeyer. He'll leave it for Kristoff. Kristoff just dumps it in, heads to the bench. Actually, he didn't head to the bench. I thought he would. He does eventually. Wake Forest heads the other way. Puck gets caught up in the official skates. Wake Forest forced to play it. 9 minutes to go, second period. Webb off of a turnover, sends it wide. Dewey with it. He'll send it in on net. Never got through. In front of the net, Wake Forest takes it. Trying to get it up ahead. Pass too long. Wing has it. Can't get it out of the zone. Wake Forest player goes down while trying to send it in further. Chris Wing behind his own net. Wake Forest keeps it in. And it's deflected behind the net. Deeks in front there. Tried to get a good bounce. They couldn't. Joey Hall had his leg pad there. Webb with it. Up ahead looking for Hudson. Pass too long for him. And they wave off the icing. Wake Forest behind their own net now. They'll take a minute to set things up. State's first line back out there. It goes out of play. 8:07 to go. Feel like the next goal in this game is going to be huge, Zach.
Absolutely, and if you look at the score right now, 3-2 Wake Forest, If Wake Forest gets one more, it's a 2-goal lead. That's detrimental. If State gets one more goal, it's tied up. And I think the mentality State needs to have, they need to play each game like they're down by 1 goal, no matter what the score is. And that way they can really emphasize. What a goal by Sam Banashevitz.
Scored. Right off the face-off, Banashevitz puts it in, and State ties it up.
What a great goal there, Ethan. Puck went to the front of the net off the draw. I can tell you for sure right now, winning those face-offs is so critical, and Sam Banashevitz made his way to the slot and really made a beautiful job of the backhand shot right there. Sauce, silk, whatever you want to call it. Wow. Sam Banashevitz, second goal tonight. Really great job there from the team captain.
That's a huge goal. State wins the faceoff. Jimenez gets knocked down. Remember, State was about to be down 4-1, but they hit the post. Or Wake Forest hit the post. Wake Forest players run into each other. State loves it. They've got all the momentum. Deeks dump it out of play.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to Coach Wing at the second intermission to hear his thoughts. This is a comeback story here, Ethan. This is a game that a lot of people expected to go State's way, but it didn't look like that for the first period, and now State is coming back on top here. This is huge going into this tournament.
State's buzzing right now. If they can get another goal in the next 7:44, of course, that's a long time. But that goal was huge. State ties it up. Deeks with some zone time in front of the net, and they tried to get it in. Rushford with a huge hit behind the net. Wake Forest player slow to get up. Behind the net, Banashevitz. O'Rourke takes it. And Todd gets it out of the zone. Wake Forest upset about something. They try to send it on net. Todd can't. He's got a man long. That's Jimenez, and he was offsides. State doesn't like the call. Jimenez would have had a chance to give State the lead there, but they'll call the offsides instead. Face-off's going to be outside of the NC State defensive zone.
Yeah, heartbreaker there, Ethan. Luis Jimenez had a wonderful breakaway there, and I guess it was called offside. Not a great thing to happen.
It was called offsides. That one's deflected out of play. Huge goal from Banashevitz, his second of the game and his fourth of the tournament. Alfonsetti taking the face off. He wins it. Koeklenberg takes it. Mazikowski, first one there, gets it out of the zone. And we got a whistle. The NC State bench is upset about something. NC State, I mentioned NC State needed to play well in the next 4 or 5 minutes, and they've done just that. They tied it up, but they're not really understanding what this whistle is for. Now both benches are yelling. This has been a tightly contested game, very emotional. The ref is explaining something now to the Wake Forest bench. Alfonsetti takes this face off to the left of Colangelo. He wins it. Merchant tries to get it there. Kenny sent it in on net, didn't get through. Mazikowski takes it out of the zone. He'll just dump it back in. Wake Forest tries to get out of there with it. Wake Forest coach is upset. I wasn't sure if he was upset at one of his players or the ref.
I think it was the ref, Ethan, and really looking at it as well.
Kenny takes it. Here he comes. Quick shot. Colangelo covers up.
Yeah, Colangelo's legs were open a little bit too much right there. Puck could have just squeezed right through. Really something to pay attention to for goaltending going forward. Never too good to open up that 5-hole too much.
.6:28 to go. This has been a really good game. State wins the face-off, but it goes out of the zone. Wing has it. Tries to get off the boards. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Didn't get much on the pass. Hudson whiffs on the pass. Wake Forest take over behind the net. Linsmeyer tied up. No penalty going to be called there. Big slap shot from the blue line goes wide. Deke sent it again, goes wide. Joey Hall out of the net, loses balance. Wake Forest couldn't take control though. Hudson has it, off the ref skates. McDonald up ahead, Linsmeyer. Jukes around a man, gets to the puck in front of his own bench. He gets drilled. In the corner now. 5:45 to go off of a turnover. Wake Forest bench mentioning how important the next 5 minutes are at the end of this period. 5:35 to go. Wing with it.
Great no-look pass from Kristoff to Wing.
Linsmeyer goes down, trying to work around a man. State wants a penalty, not going to get it. Here comes McKean. He's got a man on the far side. Couldn't get it to him. Good defensive play from Davis Hudson. They send it in on net. Joey Hall covers up.
Joey Hall flopping around like a fish. Great job there from the goaltender to make sure that puck was frozen and there was no chance for a tip in right there. A lot of people are skeptical of his style, and it's working right now. So good for him. A big thing, of course, in the PackTV headquarters. Now the Virginia Tech Hokies are winning 7-2 at the end of the third quarter here. Big sports going on now.
Off the face-off, a scrum. Not really sure how else to describe that. Wake Forest keeps it in. Joey Hall with an easy blocker save. Dewey's going to be the first one there. He can't get it out of the zone. State struggled getting it out of the zone all night. Mura can't get it out of the zone either. Another shot, that one's blocked. Still in the zone, in front of the net, blocked again, and they scored. Loose puck in front, and the Deacons knock it in, and they retake the lead.
Yeah, Mura couldn't find it. That's just, yeah, use all the adverbs, Ethan. That's just something you don't want to see there, and Eric Mura really did a great job down in the defensive end, but it just wasn't enough. And you can't stop not enough. And that was just a great play there by Wake Forest. There's no sugarcoating that.
We'll give Sweeney the goal on that one. They retake the 4-3 lead. 5 minutes to go in the period. State's top line back out there. Mura gets knocked down, trying to get it to Jimenez. He'll find Todd up ahead into the neutral zone. Todd with it, quick shot. That one goes well wide. Banashevitz tries to get there. Mura keeps it in. He'll send it in on net, deflected by Todd in front of the net. Jimenez couldn't get it. Mura back to play it now. And he'll send it all the way around. Banashevitz is the first one there. Tried to get it to the front of the ice, or front of the net. Couldn't do it. This is going to be an ice. No, they wave off the icing.
Joey Hall a bit frustrated off that as well.
I don't think, yeah, State did not like that call. This one's in the zone. State was offsides. Jimenez takes it over again. He gets drilled. Still looking for a penalty. Not going to get one. Rushford with a big hit. No penalty there. Here comes Wake Forest. Shot goes high. Rushford with another huge hit. Still no penalty. In front of the net again. And Mura gets out of there with it. Gets it out of the zone to himself.
Ellis Rusher with an absolute shellacking right there. What a hit.
Wake Forest bench not understanding why there was no penalty. Todd plays it back to Mazikowski. Long pass to Banashevitz. Banashevitz already has 2 goals tonight. Here he comes again. He goes down. He backhands it on net. Scrum in front. Net comes off. And we got a little extracurricular. John Kokenberg collects Sam Banashevitz. Takes him away from the play to make sure that he doesn't take a penalty.
Yeah, pay $49.95 for that. What an absolute pay-per-view fight going on down there in the Wake Forest end. Still, a little bit of extras. Players need to tame that temper down. There's only 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in this second period. State's down by 1 goal, and they need whatever momentum they can get.
A very emotional game so far. We're going to have a face-off outside of the zone. Wake Forest has an extra player. Alfonzetti for the Pack, Carras for the Deeks. Alfonzetti off the face-off. In the corner now. Tries to get it to himself. He got tangled up. Mazikowski keeps it in. His shot got deflected. Merchant working hard now. We got a penalty, or a whistle anyway. I think that is going to be a penalty on Wake Forest.
Wake Forest, you can hear it. Players are frustrated right now, and you really can't. Yeah, you really can't fight that there. And State really is going to get their next best opportunity here. They got 2 minutes to really make something happen. If they can tie it up going into the third, I think it's going to be a fair game heading into the third.
Hendrick Harding is taking a seat for the Deeks. Their bench is still letting the officials hear it. You wonder how much more the refs will take until they get a unsportsmanlike penalty on the bench. State's power play 0 for 2 so far. See if they can get something going. They send it in, it goes all the way down. Joey Hall leaves it for Mazikowski. Power play goal would be huge here for the Pack. Mazikowski feeds Alfonzetti. Here comes Tyler, sends it into the corner. In pursuit. Wake Forest tries to get it out. Kinney sends it further along. He's behind the goal line now. Finds Alfonzetti, couldn't get a stick on it. And the Deeks send it down again.
Bad start to the NC State power play so far. What they really need to do is play a more cyclical game and stop playing on the rush as much.
Long pass to Kinney. Here he comes into the offensive zone behind the net. He goes down. Alfonzetti was down as well. Deeks take it again. Mura keeps it in momentarily and a second time. Kinney with it now. Tries to get it in front of Alfonzetti. Couldn't get it to him. It was deflected. Mazikowski takes it. He'll try to fire just wide. That was a close call. Mura gets it. He sends it around to nobody in particular. Wake Forest sends it down.
State should be on a 5-on-3 right now. There was a check right in front of the net on Trevor Merchant. He went down without puck possession. That was interference. Bad non-call by the ref.
Here comes Banashevitz. Sends it back to Jimenez. 30 seconds to go. Let's see if the top line can make something happen on the power play. Hudson has it. Sent in front, deflected, and he goes wide. Wake Forest goalie loses his balance. He gets back up. Hudson, his shot is blocked and goes out of play. 21 seconds to go.
What a great block there by Hunter LaRoe. Carl LaRoe, my apologies. Really great sliding block right there to send that puck flying out of play into the white twine above the net. Really great job there from the Wake Forest penalty kill. And I feel like that's been the story of NC State this period so far. Setting it up, getting great opportunities, but just not capitalizing.
Banashevitz off the faceoff, takes it behind the net, sends it up top Hudson. Hudson across Rushford. His shot got it past Colangelo, but it was wide. Wake Forest tries to send it down. They can't. 5 seconds to go. They take it eventually. They got a 2-on-1 here. Power play is going to be over. In front of the net, it went through his skates. Rushford right there along the bench. 48 seconds to go. And the Deeks will take it in. Good individual move. Banashevitz takes it away. They had Jimenez long if they could get it to him, but they couldn't. Here's Hudson now working into the zone. He'll send it. It's deflected. Banashevitz there along the boards. Rushford tries to send it up top, but State keeps it in. Nobody was there. Jimenez was looking for Todd. Todd not paying attention. 24 seconds to go. And the Deeks send it all the way down. This is going to be an icing with 16 seconds to go. Big face-off here coming up.
It's been a great period, Ethan, for sure. And one thing State's going to have to make sure to do in this third period is continue whatever momentum they're gaining here towards the end of the second period and really make sure that they tie this game up. They shouldn't be focusing on winning right now. They need to focus on tying it up, and then they go from there.
Kristoff takes it for the Pack. He wins it. Chris Wing sends it along the boards. And Wake Forest gets it out. Chris Wing tried to get there, but it went through his skates. Kokenberg with it now. 5 seconds to go. Kokenberg sends it ahead to Kristoff. Wake Forest takes it, and that'll do it for the period. Wake Forest bench still upset about something. I think they're upset with themselves. Either way, excellent period of hockey. Wake Forest leads NC State 4-3 with 20 minutes left to play. We'll take a quick break here on PackTV.
Another second period over here for the Ice Pack as they're down 4-3 here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Zach Sawai alongside assistant coach Jeff Wing. How you doing tonight?
Hey man, I'm calm, very calm.
Good that you're staying calm. I'm cold. Man, it's a cold environment here for sure, but the environment as well. Being here in Charlottesville, Virginia, the last time here, the whole tournament is moving out, possibly playing in Winston-Salem in the next several years. Sort of talk about sort of like how you guys are enjoying the last few moments here in Charlottesville.
Yeah, the kids are, almost half of our team is graduating, so the guys know what's at stake. So they're very fired up. We came into this really focused. I think we made a few adjustments in between the first and second period, and I think we're in good shape. It feels like we got the momentum right now.
Definitely a flat start to start off that first period, and now coming back and jumping into it. This is going to be another game that's defined by heroics, and really, but your team is doing a great job. Talk about Sam Benishevitz, his beautiful recollection goal out there in front off the faceoff.
That was great. I mean, he's so aware of what the goalie's doing when he gets the puck in front of a net, and is able to, obviously we've seen for years, able to put the puck in the net. And you talk about heroics, I think Tyler Alfonsetti's shorty was, I mean, that might be the difference making this whole game.
Definitely setting the momentum here going forward. Great job, of course, by the entire team. Joey Hall, of course, having a bit of a rough night, of course, but really talk about what the team is saying about him in general.
You know, with Joey, he's just got to stay focused, right? If he starts kind of getting too far out of his net or staying down too low, that's what we need to work on. He just stays down too low sometimes, so the shots go up high. If he just stays on his feet, plays his game, we're going to be fine.
Wake Forest is a quick and speedy team, of course, Coach. How has your forecheck been able to limit Wake Forest's opportunities?
You know, I think we send it's kind of a 2-1-2. So we send one guy on the puck and the next guy right behind him to read what's going to happen next, and then obviously the next guy after that. So it's been really working. Our speedy guys are getting on the puck, and we're actually pinning them in a little bit, so we're pretty happy with that.
It's absolutely important, Coach. Now going into this third period, you're down by one. If you can get this game tied up, it's going to be a whole new third period, a whole new game. How important is it for your team, for your seniors, to come here and realize tonight's the big game? If they win tonight, they get to play for the big one tomorrow. If they don't win, it's going to be a consolation game. What's the message?
Just that. I mean, at this point, you got 20 minutes of hockey left until we play tomorrow, of course. So this 20 minutes, we just got to make sure that we are playing tomorrow. So everybody knows it. They're all focused. They're fired up.
All right, Coach, thank you for joining us here for PackTV. I'm Zach Soy. I'll be right back with Ethan Berry right here on PackTV.
Getting set for the third period, Wake Forest leads NC State 4-3. Zach, this has been a really tightly contested game. Third period adjustments for NC State, what are they?
Tighten up and be sure that they give enough support to Joey Hall. One thing I noticed towards the end of that period, Ethan, was just the fact that Joey Hall was left hung out to dry, like we talked about a lot going in on the defense. As well, forecheck needs to strengthen up just all over the ice. I think State's momentum was just leveled out with that late goal on Joey Hall.
Charlotte's been the story of the tournament so far, but if Wake Forest finishes this off, that'll be a couple of really surprise stories facing off tomorrow. We had assumed all along that there was a consolation game. We were just informed by Jeff Wing that he does not think there's a consolation game this year. So we're gonna have to check. Excuse me. We're gonna have to check up on that tomorrow. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that for the Pack. But either way, we'll be interested to see whether or not that is the game. On the Wake Forest side, though, Zach, what do they need to do to hang on to this lead?
I think they just need to keep on doing what they're doing, and it's so much easier said than done, Ethan. But for the simple fact that they're playing great, you know, they're setting up well. They're doing a great passing game, and they're not giving up too much on their own end. And providing support for Corey Colangelo. So it's just, it pays dividends, Ethan, when you have strong defensive support and it's leading to offensive outbreaks and great net presence. Always such great tactics and great tools to use.
It's been a tightly contested game. Wake Forest beat NC State 2 times last year. State beat them twice this year. It's been a tightly contested series. But not as much this year. But we'll see what happens. This game has been a real nail-biter throughout. I keep going back to that sequence where Wake Forest was on the power play trying to go up 4-1. They had an open net and hit the post. Tyler Alfonsetti went the other way and scored. State later tied it up. Wake Forest retook the lead with about 5-6 minutes to go in the second period, so we'll see what these final 20 minutes bring. Face off here. And we got a whistle. Blake Mueller knocks down Sam Banashevitz. Two have a nice conversation. Mueller helps him up. I'm not really sure what the whistle was for. Todd wins this face-off and sends it in. State gonna look to get a quick start here. They'd love a goal in the first 5 minutes. Here's Jimenez. He sends it on net. It never got through, deflected to the boards. They'll send it all the way around. Hudson's not gonna be able to keep it in the zone, but he's back to play it. He tries to get it up, but Wake Forest takes it. Chris Wing back to play it now. Wake Forest has to get on sides. Wing with it. Leaves it for Hudson. Hudson finds Jimenez. Jimenez with a long pass to Banashevitz, who is offsides. And it deflects up and off the boards. Wake Forest gets it out of the zone. They'll dump it back out.
Big update from the PackTV headquarters. Is now 10-2 at the lacrosse game. Heading into the fourth quarter here, so tune into that. Make sure you stay tuned.
Here's Jimenez. He gets roughed into the boards. Not really rough, but he got tangled up with a Wake Forest player. Slow start here to the third period. O'Rourke with a nice play. He works into the zone, tries to go through a couple men. He goes down. Looked like it could have been a trip. O'Rourke's still down on the ice. Wake Forest tries to get it out of play, but they couldn't. Alfonsetti working hard. He'll get the puck at center ice. Finds Jimenez. Doesn't find Jimenez. Keeps it himself. Alfonsetti holding on to it. Sends it across. Tried to find Merchant, but couldn't get it to him. Merchant with a nice stick lift to get the puck, but he couldn't hold on to it. O'Rourke takes it. He'll find Alfonsetti. Alfonsetti will hold it, and he'll back it up. Finds Kinney flying in. He gets knocked off the puck. Good defensive play there for the Deeks. Another turnover. State with a good start. They keep it in here momentarily. They've had the majority of the time in the offensive zone. Here comes Wake. Shot never got through. State headed the other way again. Here's Merchant. He's down on a knee, tries to find Mazikowski. He lost the puck. Mazikowski in front of the net. It almost went in, and Colangelo covers up.
Woo-wee mama. Wake Forest almost put it into their own net, Ethan.
Yeah, they did.
Wow. Stick presence is critical. I think Wake Forest tried to whack it out, and they just threw it the wrong way. A little bit of advice in hockey analysis. Wake Forest should be shooting it the other way.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that advice. State keeps it in. That was a close call. Linsmeyer, quick shot, didn't get through. And Wake Forest will head the other way. Good opportunity there for State. Couple good opportunities. Mazikowski sends it along the boards. And Wake Forest will take control. Behind the State net, trying to move in. Hall trying to cover up. Wake Forest keeps it in. And that's not going to be an offsides. Looked like an offsides from here. State gets it out of the zone eventually.
That was an offsides. That was not a very good call there by the linesman.
Sent in on net. Joey Hall kicks it aside. The linesman was right there. He didn't call it for some reason. State will take it and head the other way now. Linsmeyer with a long pass. That's behind Jack McDonald. And Chris Wing takes it behind his own net. Turnover. Wake Forest with it in front of the net. They couldn't get to it. Open net. Wake Forest never got a good shot. Still almost got it out. That one goes out of play. Dangerous there for the Pack.
The linesmen and the refs have really been the story of this game, making a lot of questionable calls, and that's got to be a heartbreaker for State at the end of this game. If the calls by the referees and the linesmen are the determinant of this game, it's going to be frustrating for both teams.
Off the face-off. Takes a weird bounce off the boards. Linsmeyer tries to head the other way. Here's Hudson right off the bench. Quickly gets knocked into the boards, loses the puck, but State still has it. Dewey sends it all the way around. Wake Forest tries to get it up and out of the zone. Bieberdorf keeps it in, sends it back around. Mueller there for Wake Forest. Nice play to hang on to the puck. Almost forced a turnover there, State did. Wake Forest heads the other way. Dewey was tangled up, and Chris Wing will take it in his own zone. Long pass up ahead. Here's Bieberdorf. Working, holding, gets a stick lifted, and the shot sent in on net, and Colangelo covers up.
Really good effort at the start here by NC State. That's one thing you want to see going into this period. Just for the fact that State has really picked it up here, they're going to make sure that they're going to get that tying goal here.
Well, if you're not going to have the effort now, when are you going to have it? That's the question, but I agree with you. Good effort here at the start of the period. Quick shot off the face-off. Rebound out in front. Covered up, not covered up, excuse me. Good opportunity for the Pack there. Hudson finds Wing. Wing sends it down to Dewey. Sent in on net, and it's Chris Wing can't keep it in. Cleared out of there by Wake Forest. Long pass up ahead. And the Deeks are into the offensive zone. Here they come, working. Joey Hall, I don't think that was a shot. He just lost the puck. Joey Hall made the save anyway. Sent in on net. It goes out of play. Joey Hall sprawling. That was a weird-looking play. Goes out of play, though.
It's not in the net, and that's what matters, Ethan. For the fact that Joey Hall kept it out as best he could is a huge thing. And 15:32 left to go here in the third period. I'm sure State really wants to finish this off and make sure that they get those next 2 goals to win this game.
Top line back out there. Todd loses the face-off. Wake Forest whiffed on the shot. Behind the net now. Rushford there, gets it up to Jimenez. Jimenez long pass Banashevitz. Banashevitz back to Jimenez. Here he comes. His shot kicked aside. Todd gets it. Oh, sent it in on net. He hit the post. It almost went in. The net knocked off the moorings. State with a real good first 5 minutes here. Couple of chances. Haven't seen it go in yet. We'll see if either Wake Forest can recover or State will keep playing well.
So one of the interesting things is the goalie knocks his own net off his moorings. It could be called a delay a game here. So it was pretty interesting to see that they did not call that a delay a game.
Todd wins the faceoff. Rushford, his shot goes behind the net. Wake Forest gets it out of the zone. And they'll take it the other way. Quick shot, easy save for Joey Hall. Nobody there for the rebound for the Deeks, so State will take it. Or work finds Jimenez. His shot deflected, and Colangelo covers up again.
And not sure why else Rushford pinched on that play right there. And that really led to a one-on-one breakout. It was not a good thing to see. Sam Banashevitz having a few words right there with what I believe is Robert Root. Still, not a good move there by Rushford. I love him, but that was just one of the plays that I questioned just a little bit. Led to a bad breakout.
Alfonsetti wins the face-off. Deeks try to get out of there with it. A couple guys deflect it. Merchant gets it, sent in on net. Good save. Kinney tries to send it into the corner, but couldn't. Opportunity here for Wake Forest on the breakaway. Work around Joey Hall, and they scored.
You can't contain Karras like that, and what great speed just rushing in there by the number 19 for the Demon Deacons. What a great job right there. There's nothing that State could have done. That was just bad defense. Joey Hall looks absolutely stunned. The whole team looks stunned. That's just frustration right there from the NC State Ice Pack players. That was a bad defensive breakdown. That's a heartbreaker, Ethan. That's just an absolute heartbreaker. The refs are talking it over. I think Gazillo wants an offside. Or something.
Rushford's going to take a seat.
Double whammy. Wow. That's a stinger for the Ice Pack there, Ethan.
So give that goal to James Karras, his second of the night. Wake Forest has the power play now. Huge sequence, as you mentioned. State was buzzing really good first 5 minutes. And then a breakaway opportunity for the Deeks, and they scored. Off the face-off here, State will take it. That's Cam Mazikowski. He sends it all the way down. State's got to kill off this penalty, then they still have plenty of time to score 2 goals. Mueller behind his own net. Long pass up ahead. Here comes McKean. He holds behind the net. Backhanded in front. State gets out of there with it. Here comes Hudson. Short-handed. He'll send it in on net. Was deflected. Goes into the corner. McKean with it now. Leaves it, and the Deeks will head the other way. Minute 20 to go on the power play. Good defensive play by Mazikowski, and he sends it all the way down.
Great clear by the ACC Rookie of the Year. Big props to him. Huge guy, 6'4". Love him. Great guy.
Banashevitz out there on the penalty kill for State. State looking for a shorthanded goal there. Deeks head the other way. Mazikowski up to make a play, and he does. He holds the puck into the zone, sends it in. Banashevitz not going to get there in time. Deeks take over. 50 seconds to go. Dewey there for the Pack. Banashevitz goes for the big hit. Couldn't get it. Shaking his arm. Here come the Deeks. And they'll set it up. 39 seconds to go. Across to the slot. Pass in front. Deflected, but not on net. And they'll hold it behind the net now. Still holding. In front. Lost it on the stick. Couple players go down. Huge scrum. Trying to get a whistle. State is. Nobody knows where the puck is. State gets out of there with it. Banashevitz sends it down.
I'm glad they got it out of that full body scrum right there. What a dog pile, but they got it out. Great job there by the Ice Pack with 5 seconds to go on this penalty.
So Wake Forest is going to be 1 for 5 on the penalty kill. Alfonsetti tips it ahead to himself. Nothing doing there, though. Wake Forest player goes down. No penalty. Wake Forest wanted one. Both teams have had lots of complaints with the officials. Here comes Merchant, tries to tip it to himself, but can't. Deeks head the other way. They've got a 2-on-1. Working, holding, and they score. That was Tyler Potts. And Wake Forest takes a 6-3 lead with 12:11 to go.
Heartbreaker, Ethan. Just a heartbreaker. I don't want to say that'll do it in for State, but this is going to be the story of the season that they can make this comeback. This is just not good for the Ice Pack. I think Gazilla's going to use his timeout here, and well-deserved timeout.
Yeah, he is. Wake Forest has been the better team today, and you just got to give them credit. State really handled them the first couple of times out there, but something clicked. Of course, that was 4 months ago, and Wake Forest figured something out between now and then, or then and now, I guess you would say. There's still plenty of time for State, but look, I mean, you get a goal in the next 3-4 minutes. Comeback looks a lot more doable then. Of course, you'll need some heroics. Probably look to Banashevitz for a goal. But I said this earlier, State's going to need a goal from the third or fourth line. Third line's out here now. Here come the Deeks again. Shot almost went in. Wake Forest has all the momentum right now. Their bench loves it. And Kristoff is offsides. State bench can't believe it.
Yeah, Kristoff not happy with that. The whole bench is not happy. This is just frustration right now for the Ice Pack. And they're calling another media timeout.
I don't know what that is. They're not taking a timeout for us, although it would be nice if they were.
I think we're the only media here, Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do this in the first period. I don't understand what they're doing. A couple of Charlotte players were over here. They were appreciating this Wake Forest effort. I don't think they want to see NC State. They did beat NC State a couple weeks ago, though.
Yeah, Andrew Miller and some of the other guys from the Charlotte 49ers just came over, said howdy doodle to us, and they're a bunch of really great guys, and they had a great game today, and they're just a really good team. So, I mean, all of these guys are in this tournament for a reason, Ethan. They're all exceptionally good teams, and State is just a great team. Wake Forest is a great team. All of these guys have such key assets to this league. It's going to be a heartbreaker when these guys graduate for sure. And, you know, my first year being here, I haven't been able to see these guys develop, but you being here, of course, I'm sure you've been able to say how much Sam has developed, and even Andrew Miller from Charlotte has developed these kind of guys.
The talent in the league has certainly gotten better. Face off to the left of Joey Hall. And we got another whistle. They'll redo the face-off. Linsmeyer takes this one. Wake Forest wins it. Sent in, never got through. Along the boards, another one sent in. That one goes well wide to the right of Joey Hall. Kristoff with it now. State needs a spark from somebody. Kristoff doesn't have a goal this year. He's certainly a guy that can provide a spark as Joey Hall covers up.
Koeklenberg having some words right there. And no, nothing will come out of that, and it's a good thing. Hopefully they won't call any unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, because that would truly be the end of this game.
State needs a spark from somebody, like I just said. First line back out there. Luis Jimenez hasn't scored in this tournament so far. Banishevitz does have 4 goals. Big hit there. That was Rushford. Deeks hold on to it. There's Potts sent in on net. O'Rourke takes care of the rebound for State. Banishevitz tries to head the other way, but Root sends it back in for the Deeks. It goes out of play. 11-12 to go. And I mean, you know, NC State's just played so well for 2 weeks now, and Wake Forest has, you know, thoroughly outplayed them to this point. Certainly didn't expect to see this. Backhanded in, Rushford back to play it for the Pack. He holds it, gets it to Jimenez. His long pass to Banishevitz. Wake Forest was looking for it, but couldn't do anything with it. Rushford knocks it down in front of his net. He goes down as well. Jimenez takes it, gets it to Rushford. Tries to chip it ahead to Todd. He tried to get it to himself, but couldn't. Wake Forest sends it back in. And this looks like it could be a shift wasted on the first line. Not wasted per se, but State needs more from them down 3 goals with 10:30 to go. Here comes Rushford. He loses the puck again. The Wake Forest has a 2-on-1. Another one backhanded across. They can't get a stick on it. Todd takes it, and we have another whistle.
Yeah, net came off once again right there, and that shift from the first line, Sam Banishevitz and Luis Jimenez just aren't connecting right now. Beautiful cross-ice pass from Luis Jimenez. Tried to get up to Sam Banishevitz, and it just went off his skate. Something is going on, Ethan, with this team, and I'm not exactly sure what it is right now, but they just seem out of it.
Yeah, I mean, they've been dominant for, I'd say, the last 5 games, and that team just hasn't showed up today for whatever reason. Jimenez with a long pass. He finds Banishevitz. Can't keep it in the zone, though. Jimenez gets it back in the neutral zone. And this one gets back to Rushford. He'll find Jimenez. I don't even think Banishevitz and Jimenez had a chance in the offensive zone there. Here comes Alfonsetti. He'll hold on to it. Can't keep the puck in the zone. McKean takes it for the Deeks the other way. 1-on-1. Wake Forest has it now. Shot is tipped out of play. 9:50 to go.
State can't even get into the zone, Ethan. They're not even able to just simply just enter the zone and just set up cyclically and make some good passing plays. They're playing too much on the rush. I think that's one thing they got to change. They just got to stop rushing and just start setting up.
State had a really good first 4, 5, 6 minutes of the period, but they couldn't tie it up. Then Wake Forest came right back, and they scored 2 goals real quickly. Merchant in front of the net, nobody there. Chris Wing takes it. He sends it. That one goes wide. Hudson keeps it in the zone. Gets it to Alfonsetti. Alfonsetti chips it ahead, but there's nobody there. Wake Forest gets it out of the zone eventually. Hudson has it now. First time in the zone for the last 3, 4 minutes for State. Kinney chips it ahead. He'll chase after it. Can't get there. Wake Forest sends it all the way around. Hudson has it now. He sends it in on net. Colangelo makes the catch like it was a pop fly after it was deflected.
It's fruit season, Ethan. He was going cherry picking. Great job there by Corey Colangelo to just scoop that puck out of the air like it was some ice cream.
State's top line is going back out there. What do you think about that?
They're icing them too much, and you know what? I think the first line is the best line, obviously, but if you put out a tired first line, it's as good as your fourth line. It's not good to put him on too much there, Ethan.
Banashevitz trying to get the puck. He goes down. Yeah, I'm not really sure what was going on there. Wake Forest tries to get it again. Jimenez will take it, though. Here he comes. Holds onto it. On the backhand, and he scores. So there's one for State. 8:50 to go. Jimenez on the backhand. State will look to take some momentum. They needed to score in the first 3-4 minutes after falling behind by 3, and they do.
They got to keep this game going. What a great way to do it. Luis Jimenez, the team dad, as many of them call it. You know what? He's got to get this game back on track, and now it's 6-4. 8 minutes left. This game is in reach for NC State. All they need to do is ride off that momentum.
Putting the top line back out there paid off. And I was going to say that I agree with it. In my mind, I know State's got some other really good players, but as a coach, if it's me, I'm living and dying with my best players, and State down 3 goals with 10 minutes to go. My top line's going to be out there for 5 minutes. State tries to get it out of the zone. They do. McDonald trying to take control. Kristoff can't keep it in. Back to Mazikowski. He'll skate into the zone with it. Holds on to the puck. Sends it in on net. Took a weird bounce. Almost went in. Back up top to the blue line. Koeklenberg has it. He gets knocked down while trying to shoot. Couldn't get anything on it. Kristoff working hard. Wake Forest chips it ahead and gets it out of the zone. Mazikowski with it. He sends it on net when nothing doing there. Wake Forest up ahead again. They'll make a change. State's top line is back out there. Here they come. State in their own zone. Can't get it out of there. Mueller sends it back in. Koeklenberg with it. He'll find Jimenez. Lots of confusion going on the ice. Lots of yelling. Not sure what that was about. Jimenez with it. He sends it on net. Colangelo makes the save.
Again, Ethan, I think they just need to set it up in the zone. They're trying to operate too much on the rush right now, but Wake Forest is playing a really good trap system right now, eliminating any rush opportunities. They just need to set it up. D to D passing, take shots from the point, whatever it may be. Just set up.
Bieberdorf takes the spot of Todd. NC State really trying to get this goal. Big shot on net, deflected out of play. Bieberdorf played the last 2 years on the same line as Jimenez and Banashevitz as they talk about where to play this line, and that's what Coach Gazzillo is going back to. He's banking on the chemistry that these guys have built up over the years. Bieberdorf hasn't been able to play with them as much this year, or really at all because of his injuries, but he's back out there with them now, trying to get State within a goal. 7:40 to go. Banashevitz, or Jimenez, excuse me, off the face-off. Tried to kick it to his stick, but couldn't. Icing waves off as the net comes off.
Yeah, they really need to fix those nets, Ethan. The most call that I've seen, at least in the course of this tournament, is the net just coming off the moorings. They really got to be sure to fix that.
Yeah, it's happened quite a bit. So let's see what they do. Are they going to call an icing? I'm not really sure why it was an icing. Looked like State won the race to the puck. They're not. They're going to do it to the right of Joey Hall. Bieberdorf takes the face off again. And Bieberdorf wins the face off. Rushford with it. Up ahead, Jimenez. Tries to find Banashevitz, but can't. Here comes O'Rourke. He loses the puck, has to regather across Rushford. Rushford goes down. State can't believe there's not a penalty. I can't either. Bieberdorf with it. Jimenez holding in front of the net. Nobody there. And Wake Forest chips it out of play. That's the second tripping penalty that hasn't been called.
Very surprising, of course, but I really like how they put Bieberdorf back in that first line. A first line that had been the case for the past several seasons has now come back on track. Will Bieberdorf, of course, in his former form used to be having the same point totals as Luis Jimenez and Sam Benishevitz, so getting back on there, trying to reconnect, great thing.
Alfonsetti wins the face-off. He didn't win it, but he was the first one to the puck. Wake Forest will take it now. State's playing well right now. They've got to tie it up in the next or not tie it up, but get within one in the next 2-3 minutes, I would say. And then you give yourself a chance to tie it up. A turnover here, though. Wake Forest tries to get it. They send it in front, nobody there. Back up top to the blue line. Shot goes all the way through. Wake Forest player down on the ice, and we got a whistle.
A little bit slow and shaken right there. Hopefully he's okay. The one thing that is really interesting about these sports, Ethan, is that there's really no trainer on the benches to make sure these guys are okay. They just got to make sure they can get off the ice and figure it out from there.
Not sure who it was that was down. We never saw a number, and nobody's coming off the ice. Yeah, Wake Forest is going to make a line change now. Wish we could tell you who it was that was down. Face-off outside of the State defensive zone now. Wake Forest will take it. Kenny deflects the pass. Good forechecking by him. Pass too long for Cicchini. Wing will take it. He'll find Hudson. Hudson gets it ahead. Alfonsetti, who tips it. Nobody there for State. Merchant went for the hit, couldn't get it. Wing has it now. And just back and forth play in the neutral zone here. 6:11 to go. Huge hit from Trevor Merchant into the NC State bench. Wing finds Hudson. Up ahead, here comes Merchant. He'll hold, he'll fire. He gets knocked down. And Wake Forest gets it out of the zone. 5:54 to go. Wake Forest really fired up about that shift. 5:45 to go. Wake Forest tries to get it in on net, but got knocked off the puck. Chris Wing up ahead. He finds Jimenez. Back around for Wing. Hudson will take it now. Pass in front of the net. Nothing really happening here. Chris Wing up ahead to Jimenez. State's trying to get a change, get those top guys back out there. Banishevitz almost had it there. Could have had an opportunity, but didn't. Chris Wing, long pass, nobody there. State's got to get something going here. Hudson with it. And we have another whistle because why not?
At this point, I think that's just all you can say, Ethan. 5:08 left to go. This game is not out of reach, but State needs to stop slowing down and really start picking up here. There's not too much time left.
Face off outside of the zone. Wake Forest wins it. Brown won it for the Deeks. State behind their own net. Koeklenberg with it. Up ahead, here's Jimenez. Good defensive play for Wake Forest. Jimenez is going to take it now. In the neutral zone, works around one man. State just can't get it into the zone. 4:45 to go. Koeklenberg with it now. He just backhands it in on net. That's not what State was looking for. 4:38 to go. State has had either one of the top two lines out there the last couple minutes. One of the fans is trying to tell John Koeklenberg to relax, and I'm not really sure why.
At this point, Ethan, none of these players should be relaxing right now.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. The other thing is, we see Koeklenberg get fired up a lot. He didn't seem very fired up to me.
Wake Forest now takes their timeout.
.438 to go. State needs 2 goals to tie this one up and force overtime. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, and it's always going to be my strategy. I'm not a coach, though, so my strategy doesn't matter, but I'm riding or dying with my best players. Last game of the season, throughout the regular season, it's great, to have lots of depth and stuff, get lots of guys playing time because, you're always going to have good players farther down on your roster. But when it comes time, and you need a play to be made, I'm riding or dying with my best players.
As much as I like that coaching style, Ethan, the thing is, they're not just numbers on a stat sheet, and they're not just the numbers on their jersey. They're real human beings, and you can't just ice players for 5 minutes and expect them to just really step out there and play as long as you can. I really agree with that coaching system. I think State's top line needs to pick it up, but the shift should still be kept to about 40 seconds per shift because they're going to get too tired, and they're going to be skating as well as the fourth line, Ethan.
I don't think they're taking longer shifts. They just haven't rotated anybody else in. Todd with the face-off now. Brown wins it for the Deeks. Banashevitz tries to get there but can't. Deeks will try to get it out of the zone, and they do. Koeklenberg knocks it down, gets it to Mazikowski. Back to Koeklenberg. He'll try to find Jimenez, but he couldn't. Not going to be icing. And Wake Forest takes over. There's Potts behind the net, excuse me. Koeklenberg collects it. Pass across to Mazikowski. He'll try to work around a man. He gets tripped. Still no call. Brown goes down. Wake Forest wants a tripping call. At least they didn't call that one. They're calling it both ways. Todd with it now, loses it. Tries to get it, but can't. Wake Forest gets it out of the zone again. And it's going to go behind the net, and State will play it. Jimenez with it. He finds Linsmeyer. State's going to get the third line a chance. See if they can get a goal maybe from Jack McDonald. Maybe Andrew Kristoff tips one in front of the net now. O'Rourke keeps it in. He'll send it all the way around. Kristoff battling along the boards. 3:25 to go. Wake Forest has it again. State just hasn't been able to set anything up here since they got within 2 goals. O'Rourke with it now. He gets it ahead. Kristoff. Linsmeyer keeps it in. He gets shoved. And Wake Forest sends it all the way down. Or not all the way down, excuse me. O'Rourke has it. Wake Forest gets out of there with it. They can't get a shot on net. Or they do eventually. Joey Hall trying to cover up, and he finally gets a whistle. 2:59 to go.
Ethan, let's just talk about this season. From where this team has come, you know, it's just they've played really great all season, Ethan, and this is a great game. And State has just done an incredible job all season, and
You still got 3 minutes left to tie it up, so we don't want to be holding the team funeral right now.
yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, looking back, this is just a great place to be for the team, and the team has deserved to be in this spot. Just a really great job from State all season.
Bieberdorf wins the face-off. Long pass for McDonald out of his reach. Not going to call icing. Bieberdorf with it now. And he leaves it for Rushford. He sends it all the way back around. And Wake Forest is going to be the first there. O'Rourke keeps it in, though. And Wake Forest sends it all the way down. Rushford now. State's going to need 2 goals in about 2.5 minutes. We'll keep an eye on Joey Hall. But Wake Forest has the puck now. Here they come, holding, working. Banashevitz takes it away. Here he comes. Tries to find Bieberdorf. Bieberdorf tips it ahead. Wake Forest, Colangelo covers up. 2:14 to go.
Win the face-off, set it up, take a quick shot. That's all they got to do right here in the next 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Get the game within 1, do the same thing, come back in. So much easier said than done, Ethan, and I'm no coach. But as long as they can win the draw and take the quick shot and score one, I think they can get back into this game.
Joey Hall is halfway to the bench. Bieberdorf can't win the faceoff. Banashevitz gets it. Back up top, Hudson. He sends it on net, but it's blocked. Hudson again deflected. State can get the rebound. Banashevitz again sends it across. Jimenez, he sends it wide. And that was State's best opportunity. And State can't keep it in the zone. State's best opportunity in the last 6 or 7 minutes. Here comes Banashevitz working into the zone. Joey Hall trying to head to the bench. Mazikowski sends it in. He has headed to the bench. In front, Jimenez couldn't get there in time. Mura's the extra man. Hudson with it, sends it on net. Banashevitz couldn't get it. Jimenez goes down, trying to get there. Mazikowski keeps it in. Hudson back there to make sure Wake Forest can't get a shot on. Jimenez with it now, working into the zone. Here he comes. He loses the puck. And Mazikowski keeps it in. Wake Forest trying to get it out in front of that, and State scores. 1:13 to go. Mura collects the rebound and knocks it in. And it's a 1-goal game.
Eric Mira just bodied that puck into the net. Holy cow, what a job there by Eric Mira. Beautiful net front presence. It's now going to be 6-5. They're really going to have to push here, Ethan. It's a minute left. Anything can happen. What a comeback by State.
1:13 to go. Wake Forest bench is yelling at the NC State players to look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was 6-6 there for a second. It's actually 6-5.
But, I mean, if I'm Wake Forest, you can't be concerned about what the NC State players are doing with just over a minute left in this game. Off the face-off, Mazikowski around to Kinney. Kinney loses the puck. Wake Forest there, and they're going to call a penalty. You know, the way they've called this third period, there's just no, I don't know, I don't understand how you call that a penalty. I don't really have much else to say.
Wow.
Both teams have been upset with the refs all game, but I just don't understand how that's a penalty.
Sam Banashevitz got really emotional on the ice right there, and what more could you ask from your captain? I mean, this is just a heartbreaker penalty at the last second of the game.
State's going to need a shorthanded goal to tie this one up. Wake Forest is just going to look to kill time. Rushford gets it around. Long pass up ahead, 2-on-2 here for State. Merchant with it. Alfonsetti, he'll hold. Alfonsetti fires it, never got through. Joey Hall's to the bench now. Jimenez is going to get back to play this one. 37 seconds to go, that's icing. Going to look for Banashevitz to get on the ice. Yeah, here he comes.
He's got to make something happen here, Ethan. There's no doubt about it. This is I'm getting nervous personally. I mean, this is extremely close here. Sam Banashevitz, all he needs to do is really win the draw, just get it back to the point, make a quick setup. Here we go.
36 seconds to go. Wake Forest up 6-5. Bieberdorf tries to win the faceoff. Jimenez sends it in on net. Couldn't get it through. It down in the corner. Rushford keeps it in across O'Rourke, and it stays in. Barely stayed in the zone. Jimenez, 20 seconds to go. He can't get there. Wake Forest gets it, trying to hold on. Bieberdorf right there. Wake Forest gets out of the zone with it. 13 seconds to go. Huge hit by Rushford. 10 seconds to go. No penalty. Up ahead, here comes Jimenez. Tried to get it to Banashevitz, couldn't. 3 seconds to go, and Wake Forest is going to win this game. Final score 6-5. State comeback falls a little short, and the season is over. NC State dominated Wake Forest the first 2 games this year. But like I said in the pregame, either team would rather win in the playoffs. Each team will trade 2 regular season losses for a playoff win, and Wake Forest wins that trade this year. Tough loss for NC State. In my mind, they were playing their best hockey all year. The last 5 games or so, and tonight, they were outplayed by Wake Forest.
Well, it's a good thing to see here, Ethan. Even though this loss is detrimental to State, they're still keeping a smile on their face to these handshakes. This is just a great moment to see the sportsmanship, the teamsmanship, especially in Luis Jimenez, is in this one of his final games in an Ice Pack jersey. What a great career that Luis has had, and this is just a backbreaker for the Ice Pack. They really played, they gave it their all, Ethan. I have nothing more to say. They gave it their all.
Not a whole lot else to say. A 1-goal game. Seemed like the refs really dictated a lot of the game, but I don't necessarily know that they gave either team an advantage. I think they were inconsistent both ways. Wake Forest wins the upset, wins on an upset. They'll face Charlotte tomorrow, the number 5 and the number 7 seeds. will face off tomorrow in the championship game. We're not sure if there will be a consolation game, but if there is, we'll be sure to bring it to you bright and early tomorrow morning. Just a heartbreaking loss for NC State. I haven't said this all year, or the last couple of weeks anyway, but I really thought that this was NC State's best chance to win the ACCHL tournament. They've always dominated really the regular season and come up short, and I thought that this was their best chance to win. And you really feel for the seniors: Luis Jimenez, Chris Wing, Eric Webb, Ryan Linsmeyer, Andrew Kristoff. Those are just a few. John Kokenberg is another. And just really a difficult pill to swallow for State. It's been a good year. I finished third in the ACCHL, won the Carolina Division. Just came up a little short. We'll take a quick break. We'll head downstairs. To wrap things up, NC State loses to Wake Forest 6-5 on PackTV. Back to wrap things up here. NC State's season is over. Zach, in our pregame show that we did last week, I predicted that chalk would hold in this tournament. And to put it nicely, I was wrong. That's why we don't do those things. But and that's sports in a nutshell. You never know what's going to happen. And the number 5 seed and the number 7 seed is those two teams are going to face off, Wake Forest and Charlotte. And look, Wake Forest dominated Virginia Tech last night. Charlotte knocked out Virginia and George Washington, the top 2 seeds. You can be upset as an NC State fan all you want, but those two teams deserve to be there. They've been the 2 best teams, and they're not there by accident. Seeding doesn't matter once you get here. And, best of luck to those 2 teams tomorrow. And, really just a surprising tournament, I guess you could say. Usually in this tournament, higher seeds generally win. Of course, you'll have a few upsets mixed in, but I wouldn't have expected anything like this. What did you expect?
I'm speechless, Ethan. I think State had it towards the end there, and nothing came out of it. Upsets. This was a tournament of upsets. UVA being knocked out the reigning champion, that was huge first off. And now NC State, the 3rd seed team, looked great all season, and now just getting knocked out by a Wake Forest team they beat twice this season by a score of 6-5. An absolute heartbreaker, Ethan.
State was expecting to play Virginia. I don't necessarily think that NC State wanted to play Virginia, but they were expecting to play Virginia. Instead, they got Wake Forest. Do you think that hurt the team coming into the game today?
Repeat the question, my apologies.
Do you think NC State expecting to play Virginia and instead getting Wake Forest affected them today?
I don't think so, Ethan. It comes down to a matter of NC State really wishing themselves for getting to that final spot in the tournament. They always will predict who they want to play, but in the end, they have to play who they have to play. They got to be ready for each and every game. So if they didn't get that mentality that they were going to play Wake Forest and not UVA, I think that's on the players. It's really just going to boil down to a matter of fact that today they faced Wake Forest, and today they came up just a bit short.
Tough way to end the season. We'll talk to head coach Mike Gazzillo. Coming up momentarily, we'll be right back on PackTV. Ethan Berry back here with head coach Mike Gazzillo after a brutal loss to Wake Forest here in the ACCHL semifinals. Coach, to me, you guys were playing your best hockey of the year coming into this game. And to me, it didn't seem like you had it tonight. What did you see from your team?
I don't know. Sometimes we see things differently. I don't know that we didn't have it. The guys worked hard. When you're down in the damn penalty box all the time, it's kind of hard to get flow going. When we're a 5-on-5, we're a different team. But, other than that, they worked hard. I'm proud of them.
You played Wake Forest. You beat Wake Forest a couple times this year. Did you think they came out just as a better team, or what was the difference between them and the first 2 matchups?
No, I mean, it's playoff hockey. So when you get here and it's, you can't lose a game, everybody's going to come out and just go really hard. And, we knew that that's what was going to happen. I mean, we've seen them play. We saw them play, their prelim game. So, we kind of had an idea what was going to happen, and we were ready for it. What are you going to do?
Tough loss to end the season. I mean, what are your final words to the team this year?
It's hard to walk into a locker room like that and say much to them. I got like 8 graduating seniors. They left it on the ice. Look, we asked them to have discipline, and we asked them to give out effort, right? We had the discipline. I don't care about how many penalties we got. Most of those, I mean, it was way lopsided, right? So, I don't think we lost our cool. I don't think we did anything stupid. The guys worked hard at the end. We got it close to within 1, and, I mean, that's about, like I said, sometimes I get on them about things, but it's only because I want the best for them on and off the ice, and they understand that. And, we just tried to keep it positive and just tried to keep it focused, and, we did the best we could. Thanks
for being here with us, Coach. We appreciate you being up here with us all year. I'll be right back with ACCHL to wrap things up from the Main Street Arena here in Charlottesville on PackTV. Charlotte and Wake Forest will face off in the ACCHL championship game tomorrow. We want to let you know that there will not be a consolation game. So this is going to be our final broadcast of the year. Zach, one word to summarize this NC State season, what would it be?
Heroics. We've said it a lot, Ethan. This season has been defined by State getting down and just really doing a great job of they've just been doing a great job of just coming back, and today they just fell a bit short. But heroics by several of the guys that we would normally expect, like Andrew Kristoff, all around. They're just doing a great job. Yeah, I agree. State's got 8 graduating seniors, as Coach Gazzillo said, and it's tough to see them go out this way. Luis Jimenez is the guy State's probably going to miss the most. But then you have Chris Wing, team president, Andrew Kristoff, Will Bieberdorf. Bieberdorf's battled through injuries. I said this last week. My favorite part of the season was him scoring that goal last week. Just so many other guys, Linsmeyer, John Kochlenberg, and I'm sure there's somebody else I'm forgetting, Eric Webb. It was just a brutal loss. What do you have to say about this group of seniors? They've been terrific, Ethan. They've really been the story of NC State hockey here, and there's not really much more we can say or do. I mean, it's just been absolutely outstanding to watch the seniors grow throughout the course of the season. Luis Jimenez lead in style, and Eric Webb getting those 2 goals in the backyard brawl, something I'll personally never forget. Luis Jimenez and just all the other great seniors. This is just wow. Just wow. Yeah, it's tough. State will be back next year. State's going to have a great team again next year. Be interesting to see who joins Sam Banashevitz and Eric Todd on the first line, but that's not really important right now. Now we're going to wrap things up for the year. Zach, it's been fun being here alongside you. What are your final words on being out here with us this year? I really want to give a quick shout out to Madison Bell for hiring me way back in August, and it's just, doing something I love has been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and now finally being able to be here and just talk about hockey for a living, and just it's been awesome, Ethan. It's really been fun on the long nights, the late night cookout runs. The one night we went to IHOP, had too many pancakes to count. So this has been a great season of NC State hockey, and it's really been showing me how great college hockey is in North Carolina. We want to thank you guys for watching. That's really the reason why we do it. If you guys didn't watch, we couldn't do this. And special shout out to all the family members of the players who are just anywhere across the country or even across the world. It's great to hear from you guys, and we hope you guys can come out to more games at the Iceplex, maybe here in Charlottesville. That's going to do it for us. For ACCHL, I'm Ethan Barry signing off for the final time this year. Wake Forest beats NC State 6-5 here on PackTV.